Tonight's goings on of our one shot. My name is Danica. I will be your flying DM today, and we're going into a one shot that is a homebrew world. The one shot is titled Brave, and we will be playing with these lovely people here today. I want to first, before we jump in, I want to go ahead and mention some of our sponsors. DiceBard, they're a Vancouver-based dice company, and if you use the code PROBO, P-R-O-B-O, at checkout, you will receive free expedited shipping to anywhere in the world on Great Dice. And also thanks to our other supporters, Twitch, OBS Streamlabs, and Mini-Sided Dice. And finally, we've got a new program announcement. Tune in on Tuesday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to catch Tabletop Legends. It's a new homebrew campaign DM'd by Matt, aka Tuala from Tomb Annihilation, and keep checking in on Twitter for more upcoming announcements for that game. We're super excited to see it come about. So I think we can go ahead and introduce our players tonight, and go ahead and state who you'll be playing. All right, who do we want to start with? JJ, you want to start?
Oh, gee whiz, way to do it to me. Hello, everyone. You probably recognize me from Hello High Water Deep and among other streams. Pleased to be back for this short amount of time. Oh, we just lost someone. That's all right, though. We'll keep powering on. Tonight I will be playing Napoleon Bonaparte, a Aarakocra fighter. So I'm looking forward to it.
Very excited. All right, Ink, you want to go?
Hi, everybody. I'm Ink. You would also recognize me from Hell or High Water Deep and Curse of Strahd. And I guess my campaign that I'm running now on this time slot normally. But I'm playing today, so I'm excited. Yay. And I'm gonna be playing Aurora, and she is a Kalashtar druid. Interesting combination. And she's a little spitfire. And I love her very much. Very excited.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Okay, Victoria, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Oh, yeah. I'm Victoria, and I play on Wednesdays, and sometimes I DM other days and show up in guest spots other days. But today, I'll be playing Flower, and I'm a Firbolg monk. Who's very good friends with Aurora.
Love it. Lip, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I am Lip. I too am on the Wednesdays group. You see me bouncing around on one-shots. You will potentially be seeing me very soon again. But today I will be playing Celine, the Storm Genasi sorceress.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And we have a guest today. 2 proficiency bonuses channel. We have Jody.
Hi. I don't stream. I'm going to be playing Cabbage. I'm a half-orc cleric. Nice to meet you.
Excited. And then we have Kristy. Kristy will be joining us just to kind of help us in our streaming, just to make sure we're good to go. She's our lovely producer.
Yeah, I'm just here in the background. You don't see me, but I'm here.
She'll be playing Kingdom Hearts tonight while she's helping.
Yep. Your character tonight is Kingdom Hearts.
First name Kingdom, last name Hearts.
So yes, that'll be us tonight. I think we can just go ahead and jump on in. Let me get some music going.
All right, have fun, BBs. I'm gonna go back to my Kingdom Hearts 3. Love you all.
Thank you.
Just message me when you need a break.
Play D&D?
Okay.
Thanks, Mom.
All right. Let me get some good music going here. All right.
How do we play D&D, everyone? Because I forgot.
So you put the dice in your mouth.
You got your
There you go. You win.
You got your Scrungus and you got your Bingus, but don't forget about
Chungus.
And don't forget about your Chungus.
All right, cutie.
Right. I've got all 3.
Don't worry, JJ will be just fine. We're gonna jump on in. All right. So Here, in the world of Horizon, giant islands of floating earth and stone support people above a hostile ground of disasters, wild magic, monsters, and marauders. The people in the skies above live on the skylands, catching the windfish that swim through the sky and sailing aboard majestic airships that ride the winds well above the ground. Traces of the civilization from before, people call the Old Ones, still litters the world below and the islands that float above, strange and alien to many, as legend has lost much of the history behind these interesting and strange technologies. This is a world of kings and empires, dragons and elves, navies and pirates, sailors and swashbucklers, with wild wind trades, deep forests, and other expansive swaths of nature. This day, today, for all of you, is a very special day. Today is the day you prove yourself worthy. This day you are finally able to claim your Zephyros, the winged bond you've been waiting for since your birth. In Horizon, to move on an airship is common, but to really grace the skies with full autonomy, one must train their bodies and minds to a sharpness that rivals the Zephyros that you are destined for. Some train in certain areas to bond with the creature they feel most suited to, some their strength, their cleverness, their ability to tell a story. And as adulthood greets you on this day, you wake up of the day of the proving. It is a dangerous trial to prove that you are ready to be a brave, one that journeys out into the dangerous skies and land below Horizon. You all have your own reasons for wanting to gain autonomy past your island town of Suncliff. You also know each other from being on an island of only around 400 people. Some of you may be childhood friends, some are rivals, some new to Suncliff. And we're just going to kind of start off and kind of illustrate what you do on the morning you wake up for the proving. I'm going to go ahead and start with Victoria, or should I say Flower? Can you tell me what you do this morning?
So Flower gets up bright and early. Should I describe what Flower looks like?
Yes,
is that what we're... Okay, yeah. So like I said, Flower is a Furbolg monk. They have kind of like a brown, like earthy brown fur all over their body, dappled with little white spots and freckles, kind of like a little baby deer. And they have a big poofy cloud of very dark brown curly hair, and like a little tail at the end with some fur on it. And they wake up bright and early, and probably cook some delicious snacks and kind of go out into maybe a little part of the village that has like some trees and some pretty flowers, and they'll have a little picnic and talk to all of the flowers using speech of beast and leaf and just say, "You're all doing so wonderful today. It's going to be a great day." And then go and find Aurora.
Aurora, what are you doing on this morning?
Well, I haven't been at home for a while. I knew that my proving was coming up, and I knew that my parents weren't going to approve, so the night before I snuck out, and I've been spending some time out in nature in the forest, practicing, getting a little bit more practice in, studying the animals, practicing my druidic magic, and I have my mother's spear, my father's boomerang, and I've just kind of been waiting before the sun even arose, just steeling myself for proving everyone else wrong.
Very lovely. Flower comes up to you, wherever you may be practicing, perhaps in a clearing on an open area of the island of Suncliff, and she comes into the clearing, and what do you say? Getting ready for your noon. You know you must meet at noon for the proving to begin, but now you have time in this morning.
So, Flo, today's the day, huh?
You're gonna do great, Ori. I'm so excited. Oh, I can hardly wait.
I'm really happy that you're going to be here with me. You always believed that I could do it, and I'm going to prove it today.
Well, of course. I know you're going to do great.
You're going to do great, too. We should probably get going, though.
I don't so much care about winning. I just want you to do good.
You're always so supportive of me.
As you both. Oh, go for it.
I'm gonna just kind of weakly go over to you and give you a hug.
I gently hug back, and then I'll kind of like crouch down. I have like a little harness that goes on my back, and Aurora can climb in and strap onto it.
Awesome.
Aurora has, she moves kind of slowly, and looks like some of her bones look like they're kind of like a little bit out of place. She has kind of normally a hunched form, a little bit trouble walking, so strap myself in to my Furbolg mount.
You two both strap Aurora in so that you, Flower, can go ahead and stand up with a bit of an effort, but not too difficult for you at all. And you both start heading into the town center of Suncliff, where you know festivities are starting to take place. As you know, more and more people have been invited from islands all around Suncliff to bring their young adults who feel ready to take on the proving. What are you doing this morning, Celine?
Well, I guess I just went across to the nearby town just to see what was going on. I stayed out pretty late, and I have this little trick that I do with some pomegranate fruits where I grind it to an axe stone, and then I kind of blow a couple of puffs of smoke in the air and just kind of weave it into a certain image. I've been putting my mark across town as much as possible, and seems like I got caught up in the mix, and the authorities caught back to me. So I'm heading currently back to Hop's old trading shop, where the authorities will let them know of my doing, so he can give me yet another lecture.
So you're kind of in that intermediary phase where you know you might have to go back and make sure that you're ready to go by noon.
Yeah, I'm checking this is my question. What is the system of time? Are there watches? Do we check through the sky?
Most can easily look to the sky to know what the time is. But some people have rudimentary old ones, technology that sometimes will tell time, but that's quite rare. Usually people can tell through the sky. Today is a spring morning. It is a little overcast right in this early morning time, but it's starting to burn off and the sun's starting to come through as the green grass and trees start showing their colors.
So I know how this whole song and dance is going to go. I'm going to look to one of the guards and tell him, how much would it cost for you to let me go right now and not say anything about this to Pops?
Well, honey, I don't think your parents are going to want you to do that.
I mean, they got the coin if you really need an extra paycheck, if you know what I mean.
I'm paid quite handsomely, Celine. Get your ass over to Town Square.
As I'm doing this, I want to see if I can maybe, like, get out of the restraints and eventually sneak away.
Are you trying to sneak in to anywhere in particular?
I want to try and see if I can get over to where the training ground is, but I want to dodge out of here really quick.
Go ahead and just make a stealth check for me. I'll say that there's a moment or two. You might be able to get a second in there.
Come on, first roll. 19 naturally.
19?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'll say for a moment she's turning around to talk to another guard for a moment, and you're able to kind of edge away in the loud and active energy that's going on around you with the festivities.
I'm going to duck into the group, and I'm just going to start casually walking. As I'm doing that, I'm going to take my... I'm going to take the edge of one of my my sharp blades, and I'm just going to kind of try and cut whatever restraints I have. Just like duck into the crowd.
I'll say you're able to easily enough with a little time and cover, and you just kind of saw through that, and you move into the crowd.
Heading to the proving ground.
All right. Cabbage, what do you do this morning?
Well, the head cleric expected me to be in the temple praying for success, but I'm stressed. I'm very stressed. I'm not from here. I'm not there's not any other half-orcs, so I kind of I'm in the back of the bakery with maybe one or two cinnamon rolls just in my mouth. I'm hiding. I don't think I'm doing well, but I'm not really looking.
As you're hiding back there, one of the bakers that owns the store, Tilda, she comes over and kind of looks down. Honey, I know you don't want to go, but I think you'll do just fine.
I want to go. I'm just collecting my nerves and gaining calories.
That's not a bad idea, honey. Now get yourself up. And she kind of smacks you on the booty a little bit to get you standing and gives you, packs a little pouch of more cinnamon rolls, and she gives around 5 to you for you to hold. Just take these with you. Now get going. You're going to be late.
Okay, I suppose I shuffle away, still eating.
You kind of wander into the proving grounds that have sort of been set up here as a little bit of a like a wooden raised platform has been set up. Now, Napoleon, can you tell me what you're doing this morning?
Well, after Napoleon probably woke from his perch this morning, he would have gone for a nice light morning fly through the air, stretching his wings, feeling the wind through his plumage, just taking in the sun, the sky, and looking down on the insignificant beings down below.
Love it. Just taking that elegant breeze above, maybe feeling a little confident as you go ahead and make one last bank around. You see the noise and the music that is erupting from the town square, and you can't help but maybe even in the reserved nature still feel a little smile creep onto your face, maybe a tad, and as just everyone seems alive, and all of you see this. Everyone is joyous and excited as they are about to see the event that they've all been waiting to see. Their own young are ready to take their first flight, hopefully on their own Zephyros. So you all join together. Do any of you, when you see one another, do you greet one another?
Yeah, as soon as I see Cabbage and Celine, because Flower likes to make friends, and anytime anybody new comes around, or if anybody's grouchy, she's always trying to cheer them up. So they'll kind of go up to both of them and be like, "Oh, Cabbage, Celine, how are you doing today?"
Flower. How are you doing today?
I'm splendid.
That's good. Yeah.
I've finished where I've been braiding Flower's hair while she carries me. Kind of just lean on the top of her head. Just giving a little bit of a stink eye to Celine. Didn't think you were actually going to come for your proven. Glad you're here, so I can wipe the floor with you, though.
Right, because that's what you do these days.
That smug confidence will go away real quick, I'm sure.
Celine will actually do a bro fist. Yo, Cabbage, what's going on?
What's up? How are you? How's that magic stuff going?
Oh, well, I just found.
Did you get caught?
Of course I did, but you know me, I don't stay caught for too long.
Never do.
Does anyone know where the little bird man is? I haven't seen him.
You should probably be looking up.
Yeah, it's probably around this time that Napoleon would have just dove down from the clouds and landed right next to Celine.
You feel as air has just rushed up against you as a Arctic duck looking Aarakocra just kind of sets himself down next to you.
She avoids
Salut,
that contact.
Celine. How do you do on this fine morning?
Fine, Napoleon. How are you doing today?
Howdy, cowboy.
Salut. How are you?
Wide awake.
It's good to see you, Polly. And she just gives everybody nicknames even if you don't want them.
Just like polio.
Roly-poly!
As you all,
I would prefer if you use my full name, Napoleon Bonaparte Ridge, but it is fine.
as you all kind of gather in, as you guys are moving through the town a little bit into the clearing, at the center of town, up to this raised platform, you see food on display, all sorts of games, axe throwing, trying to hit this bullseye, all sorts of tests of strength. There seems to be seems like what looks like a flower arranging competition, and all sorts of things spread about the festival, food, delights, and desserts that seem to be traded from other kingdoms, but they all look delicious, and the smell fills your nose, and you're almost inclined to go over and get something. If any of you succumb, you can voice that now.
I'm trying to pocket as much as possible and splitting it with cabbage.
Yeah, I'll go wherever Rory tells me to. I'll go wherever Rory tells me to go, like wherever she wants to get treats.
Get the cookies. They don't have sauce on it. It won't get all over your pockets.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
That's very true.
So
Go get us some cookies.
You guys
Flo,
get some little treats
over there,
in
and some flowers too. I want to put flowers in your hair.
All right.
You guys go over to the flower arrangement center and are able to get a couple flowers from one of the man that deals in flowers specifically. He is a trader. You might recognize Celine, but he is quite amicable and an older man, and he goes ahead and gives you some flowers. And to the season, it's a festival. Good luck, both of you. All of you. And he gives. I would
get an arrangement for symbolizing victory and success. And braid them into Flo's hair.
Gives you blues and yellows and reds and tries to fill your pockets with as many as you'd like to take. Around this time, you see one of the shepherds. You know, shepherds to be those that have trained you and kind of oversee life in Suncliff, the unspoken leaders of Suncliff. One of the shepherds, Brom, is kind of hobbles up onto the platform. You all know Brom, but especially you do, Flower, quite personally. Brom, though, is being led up with with what looks like another shepherd that is helping him up. No, don't want that. Give myself some good music. He seems to be going up with another shepherd that seems to be helping him up. It seems like he is injured, actually. You see that he looks like he has a broken leg. As he kind of moves up and has it in a little bit of a cast. You know him to be a very active man, always riding his Zephyros, making sure that everyone in town is guarded and safe. But he looks injured today, and as you guys all approach, as he kind of steps up to the post, you see him look around at all of you and meet eyes with each of you. Hello, welcome. Today marks the 98th annual proving ceremony. This is a momentous occasion for Suncliff as we welcome in a new era of Braves. We welcome all of you for this.
Oh.
I welcome you all.
Technical difficulties.
We welcome you in this trial. It will be a difficult one. I remind you that some have not made it through. Injury is possible in this moment, in this time coming in this trial. Braves will not come to your aid. It is to prove your worth and your ability to become a brave. You will not be helped in this time. another note. Today is a tournament, I remind you. If you are to win the proving, not only to gain your Zephyros, your bond, but also to win and come back to this point first. And he marks a landing much bigger and taller behind him that looks like it would have a place for a Zephyros to land. There are flags and all sorts of ornaments decorate around it and all around the festival, but there especially you see a bit of a garland all around it, and he gestures up to it. There will be your award given to you by the Verities, and he gestures over to a group of what looks like 7 people. They're seated on a raised platform. Each of them has a Zephyros behind them. Zephyros, you see, they are quite beautiful, and if I was to describe them, they almost look like a wyvern and a griffin had a baby together. It looks like a feathered wyvern, and behind it, each of these Verities is a Zephyros waiting. Brahm speaks and he says, "You know, each of these Verities will take flight after all of you, as you all take off on your proving, and will observe. Will not intervene, as is their cause. It is not our way, but they will watch and they will observe to see who they believe, if any foul play has taken place, and if so, punishment will be given out to those folks. But we believe that won't be a problem this year. At least we so hope." And he looks at all of you, looks at you, Celine. His eyes glaze over as he passes by and looks at another group. Now, let me remind all of you. Your goal today, first and foremost, is to bond with your Zephyros. If you fail to, you will not be able to bond or even attempt with one again. All Zephyros behind that will, after that fact, will reject you. So please take this as seriously as you can. This Zephyros will give you a lifelong partner and an ability to leave this island and go where you'd like, as a brave. Now, when you meet the Zephyros, it will, if it is interested in you, will greet you. If it takes into flight, that means it is interested, and you may take your leap of faith. You will take your leap of faith and call out to the Zephyros with its name, the name that you have decided. If the bond is successful, your Zephyros will catch you, and you will engage in your first flight. Your first flight is very important, so make sure that your bond with your Zephyros is strong. If it is severed in this point as you take this first flight, it could injure your bond, so please be careful. Once you have made it to your bond, please come on back and please get here as quickly as you can. It seems like that will be the point where the real trial will begin. Before that, though, you will take a step up, and he gestures to a wooden platform that kind of pushes out past the land mass that is Suncliff. And you see there on this like boardwalk, there are around 24 wood floatwood ships. You know, floatwood is a type of wood that, when chopped down, defies gravity. You will go ahead and take your floatwood ship and journey up into the this island above us, you know, as the island of the Temple of the Sun. Once you're there, you will go to the sunbathing rocks, and you will find Zephyros there. You are allowed to please keep your weapons with you. We allow engaging in combat if it's so needed, but please do not go to lethal lengths if you can. But please beware. It can be very dangerous. Once you are there, attempt to bond with your Zephyros and come back. Now, are you all ready?
Aye.
Aye.
I am ready.
Yep. Whatever.
All right. I believe now is the time that we can go ahead and begin.
Oh my god, we do the leap of faith thing. I was thinking about that this whole time. If you have to do that.
Let me get some music going. I have something just for it. All right. At this point, wait, I don't want this. Give me a minute. Trying to find good music can be difficult on Roll20. All right, here we go. At this point, he goes ahead and raises one of these beautiful embroidered flags, and he throws it down, and you all 24 of you, start to rush off. What do you all do?
Going for the biggest boat.
Going for the biggest one?
Yeah.
They're all a little...
I'm a big person.
You are a big person. Each of you, as you run up past, go ahead and make me a dexterity check to go ahead and see how quickly you can move past all the others. If you're throwing elbows...
I'm riding on Flower.
Mm-hmm. Right. Go ahead and say that again, JJ. You're
I
flying.
would just like Napoleon to just fly upwards.
Perfect.
Screw the ship. I just take off. Right up.
Celine is like running, but then just starts looking up at the bird. It's just like Miles, what the
Napoleon takes off.
Yeah, I have a very quick movement speed because I'm a monk, so I'm like super speedy.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check at advantage for me. Because you are a monk. Everyone else, go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me and tell me what you get.
Do I do it if I'm riding on Flower?
No.
15.
And it's a race, right? The competition's a
Am
race?
I doing it
Yes.
if I'm flying upwards?
Yes.
I'm shuffling along at a comfortable 14.
I'm just
Can I, as Flower takes us off, can I cast Entangle to try and catch as many of the other competitors right at the start?
You certainly can. Go ahead and make a dexterity check for me, JJ, because you are flying up, and people are starting to take off on the boats, and they move at a good speed, and they're starting to they can get in your way.
I got a
just
19.
I got 15.
15? 19?
Yeah.
Lovely. And a 14 for Cabbage. All right, and go ahead. As you all are running at a really good speed. All of you have trained for this, and you are moving as quickly as you can. Are any of you throwing elbows as you run by? Or you guys
I would try and be pulling Cabbage forward.
I'm trying to avoid all the aggressive people.
No, Oh, you go first.
Well, I would ignore Celine. And Cabbage. I want to beat her fair and square. But the other nameless competitors, I would grab onto my little necklace that has a wood carving of a windfish. Breathe in, and as a green spiritual energy forms on my hand, throw it out and cast Entangle on the other competitors.
Perfect. Okay, so you go ahead and cast Entangle. Go ahead. They need to make a dexterity check, I believe.
They have to make strength saves, or they're restrained in a 20-foot square. And if they save, the space is difficult terrain anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll 3 times for them. What is your saving throw?
14.
14. Okay. One of them does not. And 2 of them make the save. One of them does not. You have now entangled. You watch behind you as your entangled vines grow up out of the earth and grapple onto them and pull them back down. As they start yelling at you, they start like fighting against the entanglement vines. As you all 4 of you start floating up. Napoleon, you are rushing up. When you see, or rather feel, a arrow hit one of your wings, and that you're going to go ahead and take 7 points of damage from that as it hits you in one wing. As you almost dip and dive for a moment, and as you're diving and you kind of like right yourself, and your wing is in pain every time you flap. You look back and you see in a larger floatwood boat, and 2 behind them, you see a ranger. She's ready. She's already readying another arrow at you. You recognize her as Olga. Olga has been training for this, and she's waiting to win. Behind her, you see he's been training as a barbarian. His name is Crest. Behind her, he's snarling at you, and next to him is Cabbage. You recognize as another acolyte of the head cleric is Novu. She's a paladin, and she is waiting also on that floatwood boat, and they are
now.
all
Would I be able to throw a net down onto them?
a net. Interesting.
A net,
yes. Yes, you can. Go ahead, and as you are flying up, the four of you, how many boats are you taking? You can take 2 each, or you can all each take a separate one for the 4 of you that are still on their floatwood boat.
I would want to have Cabbage on my boat with me.
Okay.
I don't know if a boat could handle more than me and Aurora.
Yeah.
I'm like 400 pounds.
Flo and I went for the largest one, and so we're just gonna take off with that.
Flower and 1 second while I get
When everything starts off, I just want to say, good luck, everyone. I hope you get the most beautiful of afros.
Just massive murder.
When that one person was all cursing at me for entangling, I went, happy proving.
Oh, I love it. You guys, just go happy proving from your back of your furbolg friend as the 4 of you take off in your 2 individual boats. You see ahead of you, up above you, you see Napoleon's been shot by an arrow as he kind of dives for quite a few seconds before he rights himself. It looks like his wing is in pain.
You just hear this loud quack.
As he's been hit. And between you guys and Napoleon, as you guys are floating up and up and up, you see in the distance, very distant, the Isle of the Sun, Temple of the Sun, and it's just very distant from you as you guys are moving up and up. But between the island and you see two floatwood boats. One of them with Crest, Novu, and Olga, and then there's another one with a bard you can't help but recognize. Her name is Skona. She is a very happy and vocal bard. And next to her is Azrael, a more broody wizard. That the wizard seems to be definitely focusing while Skuna's waving past and behind her, all at you four, and goes, "Hi, Cabbage! Hi!" And she's like waving, "Good luck!" And you see the wizard's going to go ahead and try and make a shot at you as well, Napoleon. You see them ready an attack as a firebolt is released. It misses wide though as you move away from it.
I just do a little spiral and it just narrowly misses me.
Narrowly misses you. It seems like you're definitely the target of these 2 ranged attackers as they see you flying up. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, everybody. As you see these
did my net
Oh yeah,
drop at all?
please. So you throw your net down. Is it an attack roll for a net?
I believe at a attack roll. Yes, certainly.
Okay, go ahead and roll it for me.
Oh wow, so that's a 21.
21, absolutely. Are you throwing it on the ranger or the wizard?
Yes, definitely Olga, because I don't like the cut of her jib.
Oh yes, yes. You throw it down.
It deals 5 slashing. Oh, never mind.
No, not on that.
So they are restrained. Their floatwood boat keeps continuing to rise, but as you throw this net down on them with these weights on it, it swings below their boat, these weights, so it just completely encompasses them. And you hear Olga cursing at you. Crest is spitting in anger, and Novu is kind of like just sitting there waiting for the ship to keep rising. And it seems like Olga's trying to move her bow around, but she can't get out. That threat is definitely neutralized. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative to me and tell me what you get. 18. 25 to 20, I guess. Anybody?
Dirty 20.
Oh, yikes.
Ooh.
I got a 15, but
Okay.
sorry, you probably said 20 to 25.
No, that's okay. 20 to 15. I have Aurora and Napoleon, 15 to 10.
I got an 11.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, let's do it. That's good, Flo. That's good.
And cabbage, what'd you get?
So I wasn't paying attention to any of this. I got a 5.
Oh no! I love it.
You're
okay.
eating sticky buns again?
Okay. It's okay.
There's nothing else to do. We're just waiting until the ship gets somewhere.
Celine, you see ahead of you. Ooh, the wizard on the ship has seen that there are ships coming up behind them, and Azrael has turned around and gone ahead and tried to firebolt at you, Celine, knowing that you also have ranged abilities. That's going to hit with a natural 19 as this firebolt is released as this blonde-haired wizard just puts a firebolt out at you, and you're going to go ahead and take 5 points of damage, fire damage, as it just hits your side, and you just kind of as it burns into you. It is now your turn, Celine. What are you going to do?
I got eyes on that wizard, and I'm going to... I want to use... What is this? Is a action. Okay. How far am I to that ship?
You're about...
Thanks for bearing with us. Internet sucks.
Sorry, friend. I don't know why it's doing this. You're about 30 feet away from it, 25 feet away.
Perfect. I want to set up the ship to be just offline with the other ship so that I can catch the drift of it. And I'm going to increase the drift by casting Gust in front of their ship and just give it flack so we zone right past it.
Ooh, yes. Okay. Is that a spell or
it's a strength save.
Strength save. Okay. Let's see how that would. Ooh, natural 1. You use the wind, and the wizard seems like he may have had something to combat it, but just whizzes by you. And you hear Skona just give a loud whistle, like a wolf whistle at you, as you guys just zoom by, and she goes, "A nice one, Celine," and she's just gone. You can't even hear her as she's already so far behind. So you shot ahead. It is now Aurora. You see your friends go ahead and shoot past you. Are you doing anything to try and keep up with them, or to look at the wizard that's just now much more close to you?
They're speeding past us. I'm going to pat Flo, and I'm going to say, "You need to get us. You just handle the ship, and I'll handle everything else. Okay?"
All right.
Okay. So how can you give me just some distances of some people?
Yeah. So next to where the wizard and the this is supposed to be Colossus, but it's very soft. But the wizard and I'm just gonna go ahead.
Colossus starts off really quiet.
We're not going to do that. We don't want that. All right. So the wizard and the bard are only 10 feet away from you, and
perfect.
The barbarian and paladin are kind of like around 30 feet above you.
All right. Well, I told her that she's going to work on the ship, so I'm going to deal with the wizard. I'm going to still holding on to my amulet. I'm going to hold out my hand and I'm going to cast poison spray.
Okay.
It is a 10-foot range, so it's just there.
Perfect. Do they need to make a what kind of save?
Constitution save.
Constitution
as I
save.
Shoot a puff of noxious gas from my
You
palm.
farted at them.
I did.
Is it an area effect?
It is.
Or
It just
one
says.
humanoid?
It says a creature you can see within range.
Okay,
So I'm doing the wizard.
Oh, the wizard. Okay. They do not make the save. 13. I know yours is a 14. They just barely. You feel like you thought the cloud was going to brush by them, but the wind perfectly blows it in his face, and he starts choking. How much damage does he take from that?
5 poison damage. It's a D12.
Ooh, he is coughing and hacking over, and is definitely looking like he's not going to be firing any spells for a couple minutes at least. And the bard next to him, Skona, you see her kind of look at her companion and then look back at you, and she goes, I can't have that, Aurora! And she is going to go ahead.
Oh, do I still have... Is she using a reaction, or do I still have...
If you'd like to do anything before the end of your turn, you certainly can, but her turn is next.
Yeah, I was going to, because that was my action. Can I use my movement to unstrap myself from Flow, or is that going to be an action?
That'll be an action to unstrap yourself, probably.
Alrighty.
But you can, I'll say for now, with your movement and your bonus action, I'll say you're out, and then at the beginning of your next turn, you can do whatever you'd like for that turn without being confined.
Sure thing.
Okay. The bard is going to go ahead and cast hideous laughter on you. You're going to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, I have advantage on wisdom saves as a racial trait.
Very nice.
I can, well, actually, I have to use my reaction. I can use my psychic, or I can use my, what is it called? Oh my god. As a, oh, sorry, it's my bonus, no, it's in here somewhere. There it is. Use my reaction, dual mind. Can gain advantage on wisdom saves.
Your trait as a Kalash star.
Yep,
kind of
so let's
overcomes.
see. Yep, that is an 8 plus 6. So, 14.
14.
Those are two bad rolls.
She is unfortunately very charismatic.
Yeah.
And
that was a bad roll. Yeah.
You just missed by 1, and she just kind of yells your way a horrible pun at you, and you can't help but think it's hilarious, and you just kind of fall over in a bit of laughter, and you're gonna go ahead and let's see, you're incapacitated, and you cannot stand up. So you are now on the ground, and you're incapacitated. At the end of your turn, let's see, you can make a wisdom saving throw, or if you take damage. So yeah, that is her turn. It is now going to be Napoleon. What are you doing?
Alrighty, so where is Napoleon in relation to the other ships and everyone
Napoleon,
else?
you are here. The barbarian, the paladin, and the ranger are floating up closer towards you. The ranger or the wizard and the bard flew back, and then your two friends are kind of side by side. But you just saw now that you saw Celine and Cabbage are flying close to the barbarian now, and closer to you.
So would you? So I'm above everything else currently.
You're above everybody else, but the
How
two
fast
ships are coming up close to you.
How fast are these ships traveling, roughly?
They're traveling at about 30 feet, 25 feet.
No problem. I'm just going to take the dash action and fly 100 feet up in the air.
Nice. Just rush on up. All right. So you keep pushing up and up and up. You're getting much and much closer to the island above you. It is now Flower's turn. What's Flower doing?
What is the bard's name?
The bard's name is Skona.
Skona.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of like next to us, like we're like 10 feet apart.
Yeah, they're slowly drifting apart from you, but still 10 feet.
Okay. Flower's just gonna keep like driving the little boat. And before Skona casts the spell, she's gonna be like, "Oh, Skona, your hair looks so. Hey, what did you do to Aurora?" And that's not very nice. And I'm gonna fling a dart at the wizard. The wizard, because they're doing magic stuff, and the bard. She's weak.
Bards be bard.
So, if you're 10 feet away, then
The
that's
bard
within
is a true
20-foot range, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's finesse, so I can use my strength because I'm a strength-based monk. Oh no! I rolled a natural 1.
No. You throw the dart, but in your rush to throw it, you realize you threw it the wrong way around, and it just kind of down below you, into the very, very. You. By the way, you are all thousands of feet up in the air as clouds sort of brush by you every so often. Are you doing anything else, Flower?
I'm gonna just kind of gently, lift Aurora up and be like, all right, snap out of it. And then I have a reaction that I can do. I can deflect missiles, so if anyone throws or does a ranged weapon attack at me, I'm gonna deflect missiles and I'm gonna throw it at them. But I doubt no one's been attacking me so far, so but I'm gonna just shake Aurora and be like, all right, snap out of it. Or snap out of it.
Doesn't snap me out of it. I'm not taking damage, so.
Perfect.
Slap me!
Awesome. Okay, so it is now Cabbage. What are you doing, Cabbage? You are rushing up beside this paladin, this netted paladin bard and or paladin ranger and barbarian. As you guys are floating right up next to them, you guys are moving at the same speed. What are you doing?
How far away is their boat from ours?
They're only about 15 feet away.
Oh man.
Just so it's clear too, we would have moved an additional 10 feet because of my tempestuous magic.
Ooh.
So when I cast a spell, I can also cause a gust of air surrounding me before or after I cast a spell to push me up to 10 feet.
Okay. All right. I'll say at the beginning of the next turn, you're going to move ahead of them. For now, you're just passing them. What do you want to do, Cabbage, while you pass them?
I'm gonna. Which one of them was the one that shot at
Olga, the ranger.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at that one. That one seems a little bit aggressive. I don't want her shooting at me. I mean, she won't hit. I have great armor, but
is that a dexterity?
It's a dex.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's at disadvantage because of she rolled fantastic. She
inside of a net.
Somehow inside of a net, she rolled a 14 and a 16. She kind of moves around, and I'm gonna say next is their turn. Olga is going to try and throw. Can she throw off the net, JJ?
She needs to make a DC 10 strength check to escape. Okay. The answer is no.
I don't know.
DC 10 strength check.
Our office really doesn't like Discord.
She rolled a natural 15. She's going to go ahead and throw off the net, or rather,
that's my only net.
Napoleon, as the net
heart
down below you guys, and the barbarian is going to take a hand axe off his side and going to attempt to throw it at you, Cabbage, for attempting to harm their companion. Actually, no. The paladin will throw a javelin at you, Cabbage.
Does
a 15 hit?
It does not.
Ooh, very nice.
I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric. I actually wear armor and it works. Usually.
The barbarian, on the other hand, is going to attempt to jump the gap. And is going to rage before they do so. You see Crest just as he goes ahead and leaps. He rolled pretty good. He rolled a natural 16. He is going to, I'm just having him make a strength check as he leaps across the gap there. And you guys feel, Celine and Cabbage, your whole floatwood boat shakes and like swings as this barbarian is now on your ship. And he's going to go ahead and try and lash out with his great axe at you, Celine. That is a 19 to hit you. And he's going to go ahead and roll damage on that. That is 8 points of damage as he just cuts into you, into your front. It is now Celine, Celine, your turn. No, it's Skona's. My apologies. Skona rolled very well on her roll. I think by now she's only going to be able to do one last thing as you guys move away from her. She's going to try and cast Shatter in a sphere around Aurora and Flower.
What the heck is that?
It's a really powerful blast spell.
She takes this what is it? A mandolin, and just, sorry, honeys, and she's gonna swing down on it, and it just a shattering, ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point around you all. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, Aurora and Flower.
Oh, I'm pretty good at those, I think. Con save. Hey, Lip, where? Oh, never mind. I found it.
My fail.
17.
17. That's pretty good. What about you, Aurora? 11. Okay. Aurora, your ears just rings. It still hurts you as well. Flower. You both take. Let's see. Ooh, that was really good damage. You both take, let's see, Aurora, you take 13 points of damage, and Flower, you take, I'll round down, 6 points of damage. But you're just, you can't help but scream as your ears hurt.
I get to repeat my wisdom save?
It's a Constitution save.
No, for the Tower of City's Laughter.
Yes, you do. Please go ahead, and you get to make it at advantage because you were damaged. And
16 plus 6.
Very nice. The scream, you cannot laugh anymore. Instead, you scream erupt. Flower, you're concerned as your friend is screaming. It is now Celine. What are you doing? You've just been hit by this barbarian that is now swinging on your floatwood.
I turn to Cabbage and I say, it's time to hold on very tight. I'm going to call upon the storms. I'm going to, as a bonus action, convert 2 of my sorcery points to empower this next spell. Okay. I'm going to turn to the barbarian. I'm going to say, I guess I'll see you later. Put my hands out and cast Thunder Wave at 2nd level.
Okay, you do so. What is that?
It's a Constitution save on his part.
Oh, that was not a good roll.
Oh, he's dead.
That's a 4. You're gonna push him?
Yeah, I'm gonna push him back and push me forward. Right. So he takes 3d8 plus an additional.
Go ahead and roll it for me.
Oh my god, it's 4d8.
I gotta know.
It's 2d8 and it's an additional 1d8 for every slot above first. So it's 3d8.
If Celine kills this guy,
it's 3d8 it's 3d8
empowered
plus 2
spell.
additional dice, right? So that is 8, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33.
33?
Yes.
Alright. 33 points of damage. Tears into this barbarian. He looks like he's almost unconscious. And he falls as you just push him with your thunderous energy. And he goes ahead and falls as you all hear him yell a raged scream. He falls and falls and falls. Other floatwoods are below you. I'm gonna have him see if he can make a dexterity saving throw to see if he catches the lip of any of the floatwoods. Oh, he didn't roll very well. He unfortunately does not touch the edge, and he continues to fall. And you all lose sight of this guy as he disappears into the clouds.
Celine, he was only 5 years old.
It is now.
Just so you know as well, so that is 20 feet push forward because of the spell cast with wind.
Oh yeah, you rush ahead as Olga and Novu, you see them just like wide-eyed, just looking past as you just fly by them.
Rocket ahead.
It is now the wizard Asriel's turn. He is very far behind you now. Flower, he's going to be able to make one last shot at you.
He's behind us now?
Yeah, you guys have flown ahead as they've slowly were pushed back from Celine's wind. These floatwoods are very, they're a little like zero gravity, where you need to push off to go in the right direction. Now that Celine has pushed them in the wrong direction, they are totally flying backwards. Does a 13 hit you?
Me?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think my AC is 14, so no.
Perfect. So blast of fire just misses you, and just singes a couple hairs, and you just away from it. It is now. Let me see. Sorry, everybody.
I think it's...
It is now Aurora's turn. Aurora, what are you doing?
Well, I'm bleeding from my ears.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look too good. I'm going to get up with half my already very low movement. And how far behind are Asriel and Skona now?
Asriel and Skona are very far behind you now. Only just barely was Asriel able to hit you, but you are coming up now. You are going up and up and up, closer to the paladin and the ranger now.
How close?
You're around 60 feet away, 50 feet away, I'd say. 50 feet away from them.
All right. I don't really have too much I'm going to that I can do besides I'll hold my hand out to catch some of the cold air as the moisture in the air condenses into a piece of ice in my hand, and I'm going to throw an ice knife at the ranger, but it's going to then shatter and damage both of them as well.
Oh.
Good spell. I'm gonna do a ranged spell attack against the ranger.
Ranged spell attack against the ranger. Go for it.
It's a natural one.
Unfortunately.
So 7.
Unfortunately, the ice knife, just the wind current just blows it right away as it looks like it might have been going in the right direction. It flows right off as an unexpected air current just picks it up.
It says hit or miss, it will then explode, and the target and each creature within 5 feet must make a dexterity save.
Okay. All right. So it comes up right up to their floatwood, but it just breaks as it's misdirected. How much damage do they take?
Did they fail?
Oh, they need to make a dexterity?
Yep. It's 2d6 cold damage.
2d6. It is one of them fails and one of them succeeds.
All right. Actually, it doesn't say whether they take half on a fail or not. But I rolled 6 damage.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll just say they take 6 damage for now. So the paladin and the ranger take 6 damage.
Oh wait, no, it says it must succeed on a dex save or take damage, so it's save or nothing.
Save or nothing. So one of them does. The one that does is the paladin saves and the ranger does not. The ranger is not looking good. It is now.
Well, so I got a bonus action.
Oh yes, please go for it.
I'm going to go down on all fours, and I'm going to. Wait, how big is this boat that we're on before I say this?
It's only about 10 feet long and 5 feet wide.
All right. Well, I'll just lay back down. I'll go prone.
Okay, you lay down.
To get some cover.
Okay, so it is now Napoleon. What are you doing? You are flying up and up and up. You're getting close.
How far above would I be?
You're only around 60 feet. Oh, you're over 100 feet up from everyone else, and you're around 60 feet away from the lip of the island.
Oh, 60 feet? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Now that I've, gained some composure a little bit, I want to take some revenge back on that ranger, because that was a really not a nice thing to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a grip point to gain advantage on a shot, because I'm quite clearly out of range, and get my pepper box out and take a shot at the ranger, Olga.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. You guys finally see Napoleon take out his pepper box and aim down at the ranger. Go ahead and make a ranged attack for me.
Ooh, yippee! That is a that's a 14.
14. That just hits.
Ooh, nice.
Roll damage for me.
Can do. Yikes. That's 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Are you making this lethal purposely or non-lethal?
Oh my god.
They advise you in the proving that punishment will be
They
finished.
say
You are not unnecessarily
kill
lethal.
people.
All right, I'll just I'll make sure she's kneecapped.
Okay. You thoroughly shatter her knee.
Yeah, I don't personally like that you're crippling more people. I am literally a cripple. That's not a nice word. I prefer disabled.
You completely disable this woman, and she just falls into the floatwood, and the paladin next to her, Novu, though you see Novu lay her hands on her, and it looks like her knee is stitching itself back together.
I am so glad. And then I'm just gonna fly upwards towards the lip and just put the pepper box back and just.
It is now. Let me see. It is now. Flower's turn. Flower, you guys are moving quickly up and up and up. What now? As you pass by the ranger, which seems to be down, and the paladin that just is leaning over her, healing her. You guys are passing by. Would you like to do anything?
I'm just kind of I just want to navigate the boat like around, and I'm just trying to steer this boat as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Going up.
Yep.
Oh, actually, you know what? Can I throw a dart at the paladin that's trying to heal the ranger?
Oh my god!
You can.
I'm gonna be like, sorry, but Aurora really wants to win this.
Go ahead and make a range attack for me.
Okay. 19.
Yes, that hits. The paladin is just like in her neck, underneath her armor.
That's 4 plus 4. That's 8 damage.
Ooh, that's some
just
good
right
damage.
for the neck.
Yeah, she's not. She's definitely as this bolt goes in her neck. As she looks at you and she like shrugs her shoulders like this and goes, "Flower, why?"
Wait, what is her name?
Her name is Novu.
The paladin is Novu. There's Novu, Crest, Olga, Skona, and Azrael.
Perfect.
Sorry,
Love the
Novu,
names.
but Aurora really wants to win this, and I'm gonna make sure it happens.
I kind of from laying down in the boat. I just kind of good job, Flo.
Novu gives you an like the evil eyes. You guys move by. She doesn't usually give looks like that, but she's mad. And you guys float up and up and up. And I'll say by this point, you, especially Napoleon, you have gotten to the island that you have been wanting to arrive at. It is now. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You have arrived. It is now time for you to run forward. You know that this is the Brave Trail, and this is time for you to. The trees are very, very, very well stitched together, and you know that you need to go through this forest and into an entrance to the Temple of the Sun. You don't know exactly where the entrance is because this is a sacred island. You are not allowed here unless you are in your brave, on your proving to be a brave. What would you like to do?
Are we the only ones that made it?
It looks like
everyone else is behind, right?
Napoleon is definitely at the front. You were the first one up there, Napoleon. But it does look like there is another 2 other groups that are behind Napoleon, and then there is the 2 of you, your 2 groups, as you guys come up. You're some distance away from them, although Celine, you're catching up to them pretty fast. I'll say, Napoleon, in this couple seconds while you are here, what would you like to do?
All right. So I'm looking for a cave. How well would I be able to traverse through the the thickets, the branches below?
I'll go ahead and have you make a survival check for me to do that.
Sure thing.
And try and see if you can find your way through.
Oh, yikes. That's all right. That's a 21.
21, very nice.
Yep.
You kind of lean down for a second and kind of like look on the ground to see if there's any tracks that maybe previous trial runners have made, and you find a trail that looks like other Braves have run, and you go ahead and set off on it, and you disappear into the underbrush. Two other groups come up behind you, but they seem far enough distance that you can just barely hear their yelling at one another as they keep going. Next is Celine and Cabbage. What are you guys doing as you get to the top? Well, you know that the Temple of the Sun is here somewhere.
I'm casting Cure Wounds, going, wow, you guys are, is it like, friendship, the greatest magic of all? And let me roll to see how much you get back on that.
Just putting up a finger as you heal me.
5.
5 points.
Fair.
That is 5 is better.
Patting out the flames.
Pat out the flames. You kind of put a salve on. Yes.
I'm bleeding from my ears. Don't worry. Yeah,
I don't have that many spell slots. Good luck.
Me neither. It's okay. But I have 5 HP.
You guys run. What do Celine and Cabbage? What do you do now as you guys are standing here? You kind of pat out the flames and do you try and look for the path ahead? You don't see. It looks like they've disappeared in front of you into the brush. You don't know which way people have gone. Would anyone like to find a trail, or would you like to do something else?
I'll look for tracks.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check.
16.
16. You are able to catch just a wind of someone yelling in front of you. Whether in distress, you're not sure, but you kind of gesture Celine, and you guys keep going that way.
Are we still on our wood?
You can certainly take it with you. It just kind of moves with you if you hold it. So it'll continue to stay in its ported area here unless you drag it with you.
I want to actually keep on top of it and just keep a soft gust underneath me, controlling the wind. Okay. And I just kind of want to breeze forward, edging closer, but trying keeping low.
Okay.
I'm on here too, begrudgingly. I was very happy to finally not be above nothing. But at least if we fall onto something.
Yeah, we're better. We're good. Just keep low.
These sky people are so weird.
The ever wanting land, Cabbage and Celine are, and quite the opposite. Celine, always wanting the air. You guys just slowly drift forward into the brush. Right about now, I'm going to say that Aurora and Flower, you see them just disappear into the brush. What would you like to do?
I'll turn to Aurora and be like, well, you know the drill. Hop on and just tug me ears when you want me to go somewhere, but I can get us there quickly.
I think you might have to keep up with me this time. I'm gonna B-shape.
Oh. Okay,
into
what
a
shaping?
direwolf.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's yeah, I'm going to run, dash, step of the wind, and I have 40 feet of movement, so that's up 120 feet in 6 seconds.
So yeah, I will, as direwolf, I will dash 100 feet of movement, but I'm here for my Zephyros. I want to use my keen smell to smell a Zephyros and go for that instead.
Okay, so for now, you, Flower, run ahead with Aurora on your back. Aurora, it seems like Flower is just going, and you.
I wasn't strapped in yet.
Oh, you're not strapped in. You're right. You're still
Yeah,
strapped.
no.
You're
And
not
I'm just
strapped
gonna
in.
listen, like, if Aurora, like, barks, and I'll just, like, look and...
Turn in that direction.
Yeah.
I can speak to you telepathically because I'm a Kalashtar.
Oh,
Even in my
even
beast
better.
form.
I would know that then because we're friends.
So you go ahead and make a, what would that be? Perception check for me. Or do you have advantage on sensing?
I have keen smell, which gives me advantage on perception checks that rely on smell.
Perfect. Go ahead and make that check for me.
Sure thing. Let's see. 23.
23. As you guys are moving ahead, in the general direction of the temple that you know is somewhere this more northern direction on the island, you smell something in a different direction, more east. Do you let anyone else know?
My telepathy works in 60 feet with people I can see, so I only see Flo. Flo, I think I smell something.
You would
Follow
see
me.
they're close enough. You would see you could also see the tail end of Celine and Cabbage disappearing in front of you.
Oh, then I'm definitely only telling Flo, and
Okay.
I'm gonna veer off.
You guys veer off. So you go off to the right, in the more eastern direction. What are you doing, Napoleon? As you run ahead, you see, it looks like, and you might be able to see it I can bring it over to you right now, everyone can kind of see the look of it in the, what is it called?
Roll 20?
Roll 20. Or in the Twitch, you could see it. In the Twitch channel. I can reveal to you a little image of what kind of the look of this area is. As this old temple comes into view, it looks decrepit and mysterious as you move ahead. Some of it's broken and some of the pieces of it are floating. It looks strange, like architecture that you don't recognize. And to you all, I can tell you what it actually looks like with like some modern day descriptions. If you've ever seen this is more for Southern California people, but there is a temple in Malibu that is very well known for its blue architecture. It's a little like that as things overgrown on it, and it's just magnificent as you run through. Napoleon, you start seeing this opening area that seems to kind of take up a large central piece. You can't really see it yet, it's just an archway. It looks like the open mouth of a Zephyros. And inside you see moving figures of what looks like scales and feathers. What do you do?
Scales and feathers. I am so there. I'm heading towards. So
you rush inside and you see many Zephyros. You see around 20 of them kind of perched and nesting all over this central area of the temple. This, what was once a dome, is completely blown off. And in it, there are all these beautiful looking birds that are all these different colors of vibrancy. You see there are many. You know that there's a couple different distinguishments between Zephyros. There are prowlers, braves, foragers, and keepers. Prowlers are generally more dexterous and lithe, faster in the air. Braves are stronger, meatier, definitely more able to take a hit. Foragers are more social, aware of themselves and others, and then keepers are very intelligent. Who you see various ones around, you might be able to tell by their body shapes. Where are you going?
Yeah, there's so many around. So when I walk into this area, are they kind of scattered area?
Scattered all around. They all look at you when you come in. They all turn their head to you, and they're looking at you with very intelligent eyes.
I just want to kind of like gently just glide up into the air and just kind of stay aloft above all of them. and just get a good bird's eye view.
Yeah.
And just stay there for the time being.
Go make a perception check.
Taking it all in.
Taking it all in, okay.
That's a 16.
16. I'll say because you were able to get in first, you have quite a few, like 30 seconds where you can just kind of sit there and look. You see that there is 3 that stick out to you. 2 of them look like prowlers, and one of them looks like a forager. One of them is a vibrant blue, and one of them is more like of a white and red variety of a prowler. And then you see next to it a brave that is kind of towering over them. It is this orange and sunset yellow as it kind of like seems to be preening one of the prowlers. Those 3 seem to be the ones that catch your eye immediately as having interest in you and seem to not be avoiding you. What would you like to do?
The red and white one, I would just like to, again, gently kind of glide over, I guess I got rejected.
It bites your head off, game over.
Yeah.
You're going to go to the red and white one?
Yes, just gently kind of glide over. Kind of just circle around it, just looking curious, just admiring it, taking all of it in. Yeah. Not making any like sudden movements, just staying very calm and peaceful. Okay.
While you're doing this, Celine and Cabbage, while you're doing this, actually, Napoleon, 5 more people rush into the temple, and quickly behind them, Cabbage and Celine, you come in. Go ahead and make a perception check for me as you look around quickly as people start scattering over to Zephyros. Some of them startling, some of them snarling.
Natural 20.
16.
Very nice.
God, Celine, I hate you so much.
Celine, you immediately lock eyes with a prowler. It looks like the perfect azure blue that would blend in with the sky. And it looks at you. And it's just waiting for you to approach. Cabbage, you see 2. One of them looks like, both of them look like foragers. They have they're lithe but built shoulders and legs. They are more inquisitive and social. They seem to be hanging around more areas and seems like talking to more of the other Zephyros. And 2 of them look over to you. One of them is a beautiful lavender, as its feathers seem more precious and delicate. The other one next to it seems a little more mottled, as it has this black and white texture to its fur. They both look at you. They seemed like they were conversating, and then they look over at you. What do the both of you do?
I quickly turn over to Cabbage and I say, "Are you making any contact with any?"
I mean, I was going to go over and pet those 2. They're pretty.
Wait. Before you do that, I'm going to stick my hand out very cautiously, and I'm going to think of the moment when I am most flying on my floating board, that wind that's calming, but like gives you that kind of heart-beating rush, and I'm going to cast prestidigitation between the 2 of us to give both the animals and both of us this sense of wind blowing past our faces.
Ooh, just
I thought you were gonna hurt Cabbage.
Do you just do that to you and this is your blue, or are you doing it with Cabbages as well?
With Cabbages as well. I don't know which one is Cabbages, but I'm just doing it to doing it to me, Azure, and Cabbage's
I'm
face.
sorry to burst your bubble, but my hair is like a shortcut fade, and I'm just wearing armor. There's nothing to blow.
You just feel this like awkward wind just blow past your
Wait!
I will say at this point, you are approaching these 2 prowlers and this brave that are looking up at you, Napoleon. you're going down to this prowler with this white and red feathering. Go ahead and make a animal handling check for me. This ability that no one ever uses, but the one I would use much if this was a campaign. It would finally be used.
I have proficiency in my own.
Oh, I think you're
Did
silent.
I even pick druid?
I said I rolled a natural 13, so that's an 18 all up.
Very nice. Okay, so you glide down lightly on your skilled wings, and one of them still injured by the wing. But as you come up to this, you're white, aren't you?
Yes,
Like,
mostly.
you're white. You're white.
Mostly, the feathers are mostly white with like patches of black, and like the chest is like this kind of like coppery golden color.
Mm-hmm.
The wings are like this metallic blue with like white trims as well.
Oh, very nice. As you come forward, the white of your outer wing is stained red, and as you come forward, this white and red Zephyros just sees something in you, and it takes off in flight. You know that this means it has interest in you, and that means that you need to take a leap of faith and see if it will come when you call its name that you have decided. So it's taken flight. The brave also takes flight, and it is now, I will say, why don't let's see, I'll say Celine, make an animal handling check for me as you approach. I'll say, yeah, just make an animal handling check for me. I'll say you can give it a +1. I won't say advantage. I'll say you can give it a +1 for your
+1 to what I already have.
To whatever you get, just for your little embellishment.
19.
19? Okay. With a 19, you don't even need to approach it that closely before it takes off in the air.
Okay.
And just wind envelops you as it spirals up into the air. Cabbage, what are you doing?
What are the temperaments of the two I'm looking at? Like, how are they kind of different? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah. They both seemed like they were talking with one another, but one of them on the left, the more lavender one, is more excitedly jumping around when you approach. It's starting to like kind of, like when dogs like when they see you at the door. This one's kind of bouncing around on its feet, and the black and white one seems to be a little more reserved and is looking at you a little more intelligently and calmly. Which one do you want to make an animal handling check to see if you can connect with?
Black and white.
Black and white. Okay.
I'm a cat person, as you can tell.
So you go ahead and go up to the black and white one. What is your animal handling? Also, you can add 1 to it because of
that makes it a 7 now.
Okay.
Oh God! I trip and I slap the.
All that wind is just
How are you? How are you? I shove a cinnamon roll at them, and I don't know if they eat cinnamon rolls.
You throw a cinnamon roll at it?
See if it wants sugar, because I like sugar. I don't know.
Let's see if it wants sugar. Let's see. Surprisingly, the lavender one takes little interest in it. It's more distracted by you, and it's kind of like bouncing around looking at you. The black and white one takes the cinnamon roll and kind of eats it slowly. But neither of them are taking off, but you can approach. They're not snarling. As you look around, some people are receiving snarls, some acceptance, some are taking off, but it seems like this is more of a moderate response. I'll say you can do something. If you'd like to try one more thing, you certainly can.
Oh, good. I suppose I'll just sit down near it and try talking with it in whatever clicks or whatever noises that they do.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous. I'm not sure what else is to do.
Okay, you sit down next to the black and white one.
I plant it.
Okay. Go ahead and I will say you can make a choice of animal handling or persuasion if you'd like.
Look, they all quack, so just do your best duck impression.
They all quack.
They all
Yep.
quack. They all go quack, quack, quack. Very beautiful. They just make these stupid noises.
Is there still that +1 or no?
I'll say there's a +1 from your friend.
Okay, it's a 10 now. This
Okay.
is like every campaign I've ever played in.
They seem interested consistently.
I look back at Celine. I'm like, I think I'm not going to be leaving here with success.
After talking them you keep talking to them. I'll say we're going to jump over and let's see what Flower and Aurora are doing. Aurora, you're charging ahead as you smell something very intense, something more intense than the scent you're smelling from the general north direction. As you guys head this way, you kind of seems like you're heading to an outcropping. Are you being just charging ahead, or are you kind of going around the scent? Are you doing anything particular? As you know, it's approaching. It's getting stronger.
Moving with purpose, but not hostile intent and not stealth. I'm very much so making myself known.
Okay.
Yeah, I will too.
Okay.
Because I'm just booking it.
You're just speeding along. You come into a outcropping of rock. It is very, very much a beautiful view. As you see, it looks like these are sunbathing rocks that seem to stretch ahead. And on them, you see what looks like two almost identical looking Zephyros. One of them seems to be older than the other, a bit larger, and they are what looks like one of them seems to be more of a it seems like the lithe body but very long body of a keeper. One of the more intelligent races or more intelligent factions of a Zephyros, and the other one looks like a brave, and it is much larger than the lithe-bodied one. And they look like they were chatting with one another, and they both turn to you as you come in. They are similar colorings. It looks like a ombre from red to orange to yellow on the keeper, and then from orange to purples and to reds again on the other. So they kind of like almost looks like they were born together. They like transition into one another. They look at you. What do you do?
I'm going to reach out to the keeper.
You're still a wolf.
With my telepathy.
Oh.
Reach out with my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, I have come from so far away to see you. And I'm going to drop the wolf form and kind of almost like I sit down in the wolf form, and when I reform, I'm just kind of sitting cross-legged like I used to do in the forest back home. And I'm going to instead cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
On myself and continue in my own voice now that I have its attention. I have spent my whole life a bird with clipped wings in a cage as I watched the world from the outside, apart from my herd and my people. I watched the winged fish go wherever they please, as I was told that I could not. These legs can't carry where my heart wants to go. I have always been from my birth two of mind and yet incomplete in body. Together, we could be complete, and if you went with me, I would call you Atlas, because the world would be at our feet, and we could go anywhere.
I'll give you a D6 DM's inspiration. Make an animal handling check.
Okay. 22.
22.
No, wait, sorry. 20.
20.
dirty.
And
It's 20.
Cartoon.
Yeah, 13 plus 3 plus 4 for my animal handling.
Okay, so as you say this, it looks like they've been sharing a meal. This one stands and looks at you very intelligently, and it kind of noses its food towards you, and it takes off into the sky. It is now Flower. What are you doing?
I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out a little bit of the jam that Aurora and I make. And I guess, no, we'll do that later. I'll kind of go up to the bigger one and I'm gonna use my speech of beast and leaf. So I can't understand animals, but they can understand me.
Ooh.
And I'll go up to me like, "You're a pretty one now, aren't you? Looks like we interrupted your lunch, and I'm sorry about that. But, well, if the answer is yes, you can tap the ground twice, and if the answer is no, just tap it once. Was that your sibling?" And I'll point off to I'm asking if it's I'm sorry for the lisp. I'm asking if if it's the sibling.
It kind of cocks its head at you, like in curiosity, as it's just maybe taken aback for a moment, and its very thick tail, it just thumps on the ground once.
Well, you sure do look a lot alike, and, well, I think it would be nice if, maybe if my friend there can bond with your sibling, perhaps I can bond with you, and we can be their keepers, and we can look after our soul siblings. And I have to say, it's been a long time since I've been on the surface. I don't know if you've ever even been there, but there are these plants that grow, and, well, they have these thick tendrils and stalks. They're called anemones, and your coloration's a lot like them. So I think I would call you Anemone if you want to be my friend, and I'll feed you, and we can look after our siblings together. Does that sound all right?
It kind of like shifts its tail on the ground back and forth, this big lump of a tail, and it moves it back and forth. Go ahead and make an animal handling check, and I'll give you a D6 DM inspiration for that.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Okay, so I rolled a 13 plus 5 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I technically have advantage on all charisma checks I make to influence animals, but
that's so cute.
I think
you're okay. Yeah. It thumps its tail aggressively against the ground, and it takes off into the air with a heavy from its wings. Cabbage, one more time. What are you doing with these two Zephyros in front of you? The lavender and the black and white are still there. Looking at you.
Can I cast guidance on myself? It says it's touch.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like sitting there and I'm focusing. And I'm
trying
like
to hype yourself up.
I'm like trying to talk to my god, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you, but I want to go home. And I cast guidance on myself.
Oh.
Let's see what. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do it. So there's one last animal handling check to see.
I'll give you for that little backstory integration. I'll give you a D4 DM's inspiration.
Okay, so I roll what is it? Or
just roll a D4.
Okay, so 15, 16. Okay, 19 altogether.
Awesome. Okay. The both of them take off into the air after they both kind of like preen your cheeks. And they take off into the air. They seemed almost bemused by you. And they take off.
Pity bond.
They seem to find you maybe cute. And they take off. It is now.
Cabbage is cringing on the ground.
Celine's awkwardly like throwing a thumb up back to you.
You now most of the participants that have gotten to this point have arrived and either have been rejected. You actually see two people. One of them is crying on the ground as one of their other friends is trying to comfort them, as it seems like they were rejected by one of the Zephyros, and another one that just kind of like punches a wall. It seems like some people are angry, some people are exuberant, and some people are really excited as they have this gush of wind from a Zephyros flying off in front of them. People are running out the back chamber of this temple. You can see a bit of light coming out the back, and you see a couple people have already started to jump off the edge, and you see just this bit of light in the distance as a figure jumps and disappears below the lip. What are you all doing? You all can see each other around you now.
I run up to the edge, I turn around, and I salute Cabbage as I just fall back.
Cabbage runs up, not really sure what's going on, and looks down.
It's thousands of feet.
Cabbage backs up.
Okay. Anyone? What is everyone else doing?
I would like to know if I could take off with the Zephyros as it took off. Just fly up with it and,
Yes.
do a little, exactly, circle around each other.
Yes, of course you can.
He's the best.
Until we reach like the peak of like the height we're traveling at, and then I'm just gonna say to it, I trust you, and I'm gonna stop flying and just fall backwards. And as I'm falling, I'm gonna shout up at it, King Louis the 18th, come to me.
Oh my fucking god.
Wait, I missed the last part. I didn't hear what he said.
He said, King Louis the 18th, come to me.
Some of you may see this beautiful sight as your Aarakocra acquaintance takes off into the air, almost like a beautiful dance, flying around this white and red Zephyros as they twirl around one another, up and up and up and up and up, keeping pace with one another. It seems like the Zephyros is staying at your speed, Napoleon, as if he wants to keep at your side until you finally reach a peak where the air starts to grow thin, and you say to him,
King Louis the 18th, come to me. I trust you.
And you start to fall as you tuck your wings back in. And you fall and you fall and you fall, and you feel the wind around you as you feel like you are in the cradle of the world, as the air just rushes past you, all of this moisture grazing by your skin as droplets graze by, and you feel this rush of wind as this current undertakes you. You know this well, to be as this this figure comes below you, and you feel this gentle lift as it seems to have been falling with you until it just picks you up. You're now on the back of a Zephyros. Congratulations, you have bonded.
I lean down and I grasp its neck and just give it a hug.
This Zephyros, it definitely like kind of tucks its wings and spins with you for a moment. It seems to have loved that, and it seems like that might be something that it likes to do. And you kind of like tuck and roll with it as it comes out again. It is, and you kind of crest and move in the air as you see some other people joyously uplifting in cheers as they seem to have been chosen as well. I will say now, Celine, you're falling.
Yep.
And falling.
Letting this wind blow.
I just saw the episode with Keela falling off the cliff, and then just...
I let the wind kind of blow past me really rapidly, and then I kind of hold on to my hands, and I feel like the currents of my Storm Genasi kind of spark between my two fingers, and I clutch it real tight. And as I expand my fingers, I'm going to shout out as loud as I can, Derecho, calling out to the animal, and I will use thunderclap to make it a loud booming sound across the skies.
Okay. You call out. Say it one more time for me.
Derecho. I'll type it in here.
Derecho. You unleash this electric spark and loud, thunderous sound. Go ahead.
And I die.
Go ahead and leave.
Death.
It does not respond.
Splatter onto the rocks below.
Tobacco.
It just continues to fall. You thunderous noise, and everyone can hear it. You are falling and falling and falling, and you look around, but you don't see anything. And you're falling and you're falling and you're falling. And for a solid 6 seconds, you're convinced. For a moment, you doubt the connection you had made. But then finally, you feel as the reason you couldn't see your Zephyros was because she almost blends too perfectly into the sky.
Yeah.
And you're moving so fast, Celine. You've never gone this fast before, faster than your sunboard has ever taken you. And she seems to just be shooting across the sky. This prowler is obviously faster than most that you have seen. And your tears are just like streaking past your face as you move so quickly. And she comes to an abrupt stop after she makes this huge upward turn, and as she falls backwards into a loop and comes out of it again. Congratulations, you've bonded with the Zephyros. Cabbage, what are you doing?
I close my eyes and I spin myself around and I walk in some direction so I don't know when I actually get to the edge. If it happens. And I'm falling and I'm like, Truffle! Truffle!
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Go ahead. I just want you to roll a d20 for me.
Oh, joy. Oh, that's nice. A 16. It didn't screw me this time.
Nice. So you're falling kind of wildly. You're spinning and spinning and spinning. And you kind of don't have, it's one of those things where you don't have control over how you're falling until you feel something heavy pushes against your one of your arms, and you just kind of push in the opposite direction. You kind of like stabilize out, and you see the black and white Zephyros. It looks like it's like just gliding down with you, and it's like observing you as it flies down. It seems very intrigued to your unfortunate circumstance of just falling. And
Shut up.
It looks like it,
Don't say nothing.
it's just looking at you. It almost feels like it gives this like a you know how a raven might clack at you. It seems like it's almost like warbling. Yeah, it gives you this little
Reach out to it, like, please.
you just
I need you.
You just hug it, and its wings like surround you as you're falling for a couple more seconds, as it just like seems to be enjoying it, and then finally unleashes its wings as you stabilize out on its back, and you just are closing your eyes and slowly open them again.
Yeah, I'm not like loosening my grip at all.
Some of you maybe have comfortably sat up on your Zephyros.
No.
Not Cabbage. Cabbage is just like squeezing onto the neck. It seems to be enjoying making you squeeze tighter. It will do little jumps and lifts and dives. But congratulations, you bonded with the Zephyros. So who's going next?
I'm gonna kind of go
Aurora
over
and Flower. Yeah, you're alone.
Aurora. All right, it's your turn now, Aurora. Are you ready? Do you need help getting to the edge? And I'm gonna kind of try to help walk her over.
Oh yeah. Were we by an edge? Because if not, I had a thing.
You are semi close to an edge, but what would you like to do?
If Flower would let me do it by myself, I was going to use my primal savagery to grow claws on my hands and just full on, because I can't really use my legs, just upper body climb to the top of those sunbathing rocks. Like I'm talking like Pride Rock and Lion King. Like,
yeah.
get up onto that, and I'm just going to say, because I still have Speak with Animals, I always knew that I was brave. I want to do more today than just prove that to everyone, because I already knew that. I want to prove them that they were wrong about me. I want to be caught at the lowest point. I want to see their faces. And I have no doubt, and I'm gonna kind of like how Miles did it in Into the Spider-Verse, the kind of backflip swan dive.
Okay. So you're just falling and falling and falling. Flower, you might feel a little like a little grip in you can't really help it when you see your friend jump off, but
Yeah.
but
I'm
you're
not
falling.
going to jump until I see her get caught.
Okay.
I want to be the first. Catch me at the lowest point where the sun meets the horizon.
I'm gonna have you go ahead and just roll a d20 for me.
This is so extra.
She's extra. She has her entire life as people just a straight 10 right down the middle.
Okay. You're falling and falling. As you scream out the name?
Yeah, I after I said the thing before, I would say, yeah, Atlas. Hold out my hand.
It takes a moment as you're falling. You fall quite much farther than most of the others had, but eventually you feel a claw come around your forearm, and you're gently pulled to a halt. And this sunset-colored Zephyros looks down at you, and kind of warbles at you as it's flying in place.
I'm gonna start crying.
And it.
I can actually understand what it said.
It definitely. The moment it kind of grabs your arm, you feel it first of everyone, I'll say, with your Kalashtar abilities. In your mind, you feel that warble inside, and you feel someone in your head say, in a more garbled, almost primal speech you can barely understand, but you hear someone say, "I can carry you." And just you're gently put up on their back as they take off again.
She's extra. She's gonna stand.
Oh no.
Easily held.
She'll hold on. She'll hold on. She'll like hold on to something. But stand.
Oh, anytime you're moving to the left or right, Atlas just moves under you. Go ahead, Flower.
All right, yeah. So if I see that, I'll be like, "All right, I'm ready. I'm sorry, I'm so heavy," and I'll jump.
I'm so happy.
No, I'm sorry. She says like that. She's sorry. She's so heavy because she's like bigger, big lady.
Chungus.
And yeah, Chungus. And yeah, as she's falling, I guess I'll say, "Anemone, help me be my sister's keeper."
Oh. Go ahead.
Everything she does is for me.
Just roll a d20 for me.
It's cocked. Hold on. A 17.
17. Okay. It doesn't take long, and it almost feels like they were waiting for you. It's not a gentle landing, but you land on the back of the Zephyros, this reddish, purplish, orangish Zephyros, with this ombre color, and you hear as well.
Well, technically, I can't hear them back. I can talk to them, but I can't understand them.
Don't worry. You've always heard of a bond between a Zephyros and a rider. I'll just say that this is the order in which you guys might have jumped. You do feel, because I think you guys might have gotten to the Sunbathing Rocks first. You feel a voice deeper in your head go, "I think I can help with that." And and it kind of takes off under you. Celine,
let's make sure that they win.
We'll try our best. And it excitedly takes off after the other. And it'll also say to you, I want my mate to win if she can.
Oh.
They're mates, it seems. It is Celine. When you're flying through the sky, you hear a voice in your head as you're moving so fast. You hear an excitable voice in your head go, "Are you fast enough yet?"
I was born
Faster?
fast enough. Even faster. And I'm going to actually start daring myself to stand on top of it and like try and hold on as I stand and kind of surf it forward.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Cabbage.
you're pulling a me. I'm looking out for you.
Cabbage, when you finally get used to it, you hear this warbling in your head as you just hear a voice go, "You're kind of entertaining to startle."
I've been told that before, yes. Just please don't drop me.
As long as you give me some more of those little treats.
Oh, I have lots. This is going to be a great relationship.
I can see a beautiful friendship forming. And it kind of warbles at you again, and you continue on. Napoleon, you hear a very airy voice in your head go, "I've been waiting for you, for quite a while."
Oh, have you just?
At least
That
5
is
years.
Fantastic. I said 5 years, yes.
Sorry.
My whole life. I think it's time
And I have been waiting for you.
we take off. Where to?
Let us explore the highest of skies. I wish not to win.
Certainly.
I just came for you.
And I just for you. And she pushes off and up and up and up and up. And you, all of you, as you are reveling in this newfound connection, you hear everyone else around you also making this beautiful sound as everyone seems to be connecting with these Zephyroses. But right around this time, actually, there is a shadow over you. And quite quickly, as you take off above you, Napoleon, there's a huge wooden mass above you. And on top of it seems to be sails, and it looks like an airship above you. What would you like to do as you hear Zephyroses?
Oh god, they all die.
No, please! It's the Danica end of the campaign twist that she always do.
The Zephyroses below you, and many of them streak away as quickly as you can. You see nets are shot out, just like the one that you had thrown on your other candidates. Nets are thrown, Zephyros fall, and the nets seem to have this string on them that seems to have enclosed them, and it attaches to the ship, and it starts to pull these bags full of Zephyroses up onto the ship. I want all of you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh boy.
I'm not good at those. I'm crippled.
Also, let me drop these into the chat. I have I would like you to use your let's see, your Zephyroses. We can't do all of those at once. I'll do half of them at once.
Do we get pictures?
I have pictures that I will send in a moment. Here's a Prowler. Here is a Brave Zephyros, and this is use your dexterity based off of your Zephyros's dexterity.
Well, it doesn't matter. I rolled really bad anyway.
Alright, so Napoleon has a Prowler, I think. No, Forager.
You have a Prowler.
Oh, I have a Prowler. Okay.
I have a Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Forager.
I have a
And
Brave.
You also have a Prowler, Celine, and you have a Brave.
Yeah, Flower has the Brave.
I have I have the Brave, and Ink has the Keeper, and then the other and the Forager is Cabbage, and then Lip and JJ
Prowlers.
have the Prowlers.
Yep. So go ahead and use theirs. They're all proficient in Dexterity saving throws, so you can add your proficiency bonus to them.
Oh.
Right, that's an 18.
Okay. That's a 7.
7.
I rolled a 4.
19.
An 18 for King Louis the 18th.
Okay.
9.
9.
Anemone rolled a natural 19, so that's a 21.
Awesome. The Azir Blue, Zephyros and Ryder, the purple Ombrade, Zephyros, and the white and the red all move dexterously out of the way as these nets are shot out at you. Unfortunately, though, Cabbage and Aurora and their Zephyroses you just feel this huge metalled net slam into you painfully. You both take 1d4 points of damage. Let me see or each of you roll individually because you have individual nets hitting you at certain
I had
angles.
5 HP. You go. I have 1 HP.
Oh god.
That's fine.
Cabbage.
1 HP is
took
the
4
same as
damage.
full.
Okay. You
Yeah, we
both,
both rolled 4.
You both, as these heavy metal nets slam into you and your Zephyros, there's a screech as the other three of you see that these two have been captured and are starting to be pulled up, along with a couple other riders and their Zephyros is being pulled up onto the ship. I'm going to have all of you roll initiative for me at this point, as you hear this cheer from people seemingly on top of this airship and some yells beneath them. I'm gonna go ahead and message Kristy to put on the last image.
1 HP is the same as full, everybody. Let's go. Just as strong.
Just got a natural 20.
Yay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
One cabbage.
Right, 25 to 20. We have
24.
Napoleon. Napoleon King Louis. All right, 20 to 15.
17.
Nice. We got 15 to 10.
12.
14.
Oh, 14. And then who has the higher dex?
I have -1.
Okay, that's me, Cabbage, and then Aurora. All right. Okay, that's not awesome. That's okay. All right. Napoleon, you see them being pulled up on these metal chains. It looks like they are about to be pulled over onto the top of the ship. What are you going to do? You're about... you were pretty high, actually. So you're the closest. You're probably around 20 feet away from the lip of the ship. What are you doing?
All right. So I want to scale upwards so I can get a view of the people on board the ship.
Yes. Okay. So you get up there. You see looks to be about, well, first of all, you notice the garb on these people. You also notice, if you look in the Twitch, you can see their image. I can send it in here as well.
Thank you, because I can't even have Roll20 open. So.
That's okay. We don't need it in here, in this area. The ship looks like this. You recognize it as what looks like, from its symbol, the eye motif that wards off dragons, to be a universal pirate symbol, to keep them away from their marauding. And as you come up to the top, you see this, what looks like, give me 1 minute. You see what looks like 6 pirates. They are obvious from their colors that they're flying on their sails, and their hodgepodge look of weapons and garbs from other kingdoms throughout Horizon. And you see some of them look like they have axes. Some look like they have more of robes on. One looks like he is able to swing this chain. And a couple of them seem to be manning more nets. What would you like to do as you come up and survey the scene? 6 immediately that you can see.
I want to... Pepperbox is coming out again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling so bad anymore about firing it off.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot at the one of the pirates that are pulling up the nets.
Mm-hmm. So you see that they all are autonomized machines. There are 4 of them. Each of them are pulling up a Zephyros and a rider. You see the ones located off the starboard side that are holding Cabbage and Aurora, and you start. Would you like to go for the one holding Cabbage or Aurora?
Here, I'll just roll a d20. Even Aurora, odd, Cabbage. Alright, so that is a 9, so Cabbage.
Cabbage. So you go for the one holding Cabbage.
Certainly
this
do.
Very built looking woman with an eye patch over her eye, this huge scar over the left side of her face. She looks like she's missing hair on this side. She has this heavy chain around her waist. Go for it. Go ahead and roll for me.
Alright, I'm gonna try and create another scar across the face. I'm gonna spend a grit point to make this a violent shot.
Ooh, okay. Go for it.
Oh, yikes. That is a 15.
15. That definitely
Yes.
hits. Actually, that just
Beautiful.
hits.
Just hits.
Against her.
Alrighty.
As you hear
So-
as she gets blown off of the controls, you are right, Cabbage, you are right inside, and you just are at the lip of the ship. And you see this woman just get blown up. What's that damage?
Alright, so that'll be 2d10 because of the violent shot. So that is 8, 9, so that's 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Awesome. You slam into the side of this woman. All right, it is now. That's probably the end of your action with your movement and all. It is now going to be Flower's turn. Flower, what are you doing? You see Aurora snatched up by this net. What are you doing? Uh-oh, you're silenced, my dear.
Huh? What?
There she goes.
I'm here.
Hello.
Flower is gonna call it, "It's all right, Aurora, I'll get you out." And then we're gonna fly up, because I want to frickin' bash whatever chain machine thing is holding onto, like,
Okay.
I want to go up to the ship.
Okay, so you
with
fly.
Anemone.
All right. Anemone has a pretty good speed while flying.
It's got 80.
Is 80 feet. So you're able to get to the lip of the ship, and you see in front of you there is this contraption. It looks like a harpoon gun that is holding the chain to the ship. Do you want to ram it? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna just, like, smash it with my quarterstaff, and then maybe I'll headbutt it too.
Okay.
Because I have a thick skull.
Are you dismounting your Zephyros?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off and, yeah, I'll just hop off and I'll tell Anemone, we've got to destroy this to get them free! And then I'm gonna...
All right. And he kind of, like, backs up. You go ahead and do it. What's your... It's an object, so I will say you're able to hit it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, just roll damage for me.
Okay,
I don't
so
know why people think you're gonna, like, swing wide on something right in front of you.
It's versatile property with quarterstaff, so I get a D8 for that. So that's an 8! And I get plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I want to use a key point on a bonus action to unarmed strike headbutt the machine.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so that's a D4. That's a 3 plus 4 is 7.
Okay.
So, yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, so...
8 plus 7.
Well, no, it
Plus
was an
your-
8 plus 4, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12 with the quarterstaff.
Yeah.
And then 3 plus 4 is 7, so that's 20 total, yes?
Yeah. So you slam into this machine. It was on this sort of, like, metal bar. You've bent it and broken the bar. And the machine looks like that was holding the chain is about to go tumbling off of the ship, and Aurora's going to start to free fall. Before that can happen, Anemone uses his ability to fly off of the ship and move underneath Aurora. Aurora, you are caught in a net, but on the back of am I saying, is it an enemy?
Well, anemone is mine, like a sea anemone.
Yeah, anemone. I'm like Nemo. I'm like
Anemone.
You are trapped still in the chain, but you're not actively falling in the air anymore, as your Zephyros' mate is able, with his large frame, is able to catch you. All right, it is now Celine. What are you doing?
I want to see if I can. How much of the integrity of, like, how many more are still caught up away from where they're working on?
You see that Cabbage is still caught, and 2 others on the other side of the ship are also caught in the chains.
I want to go over to the other side of the ship, and I'm going to try. I haven't done this before. I want to try Booming Blade on one of the nets that are pulling it up.
Okay. Is Blooming Blade an attack roll?
Yes.
Trying to get good. There we go.
So I make a melee attack.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit.
I'm just going to use my
This
dagger.
is swinging in the air.
Alright, let's see. No, 12.
12. For the chain, it's a net. I'll say its DC was 10. You're able to hit a chain.
Okay, so it takes 1d4 plus 2, and then also an additional 1d8.
Okay. You see inside it looks like the Paladin Nobu, and it looks like she's with this blood red Zephyros inside there. And she's looking at you with desperate eyes.
It takes 8. It takes 5 thunder damage and 3 piercing damage.
Okay, I'm going to say they get hurt a little bit, but you're able to sever enough of the rings that that Novu is able to get out, and she's holding on to the outside of the net now as she's bashing away with her sword into the chains to try and get her Zephyros out. And she nods at you in thanks. I'll say that's the end of your turn. If you want to move up or down, you can do that.
I want to try and get as close to the belly of the ship as possible. How far down is it? Get up at the belly of it.
You can get like 30 feet under. I'll say that's the end of your movement. It is now their turn. They are going to let's see. They're going to go ahead and shoot a net at you, Napoleon. I don't think this does, but does a 13 hit?
No, it does not.
No, it does not? Okay. Does it hit your Zephyros' armor class?
Oh my. Let's see. No, it's a 14.
Prowler, yeah,
so
it's a 14.
Perfect. Okay, it just misses as your Zephyros and you are able to narrowly dodge out of the way of this net. They're going to go ahead. The one in front of this contraption is going to swing at this woman, is going to swing a heavy chain at you on the bow of the ship, Flower. That is.
Wait, what are they doing to me?
There is a woman in front of you with this giant hanging chain that was manning this machine. And 18, I'm guessing that hits. She's going to go ahead and swing at you with this chain for the damage that is. Wait. Ooh. Okay, that was heavy. 10 points of damage as she slams the chain into your side. It's just bloody as it was. She had this wind up and swing as you were distracted on this. It is now.
I am 2/3 jacked up.
I have 1 HP. I've been hit with 2 things. I'm a frail little girl.
Okay. Come on, music. Come on.
You can hit a button to make it just loop, Danica.
Yeah, there's the little arrows.
I feel like it's so boring when it's like the same thing over and over again, so I tried to switch it up. Okay. It is now. Cabbage, what are you doing? You were trapped in the chain. You can try and get yourself out.
I reach my hand out and I call out for Aurora, and I'm going to hold out my action to cure wounds until like they high five me.
Aurora, where you are
They just got freed, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
They died.
They got free to fall 1,000 feet.
I think I might be far away from you.
You are so Aurora is trapped in the net still, with her gross on top of Anemone as they're flying. I can say you can hold your action and then
I'll hold action until they eventually get there. I'm like, whenever you can.
Fly by you with your hand up, so that hopefully Aurora, in your very weakened state, that you can get some healing from this appointment.
Can I attempt to try and swing the thing? How far away is that net from my net?
What was it? Flower had destroyed the contraption that connected them to the ship, so they started to free fall.
We're in the net, but we can move around everywhere.
Yeah. So they were free falling, and an enemy kind of caught them and is now carrying them. The chain's just dangling behind them.
I will attempt to swing over and touch Aurora.
If they're flying by, I'll say you can attempt to. But they're zooming by, so it'll have to be a very nice check. But you can go ahead and try for it.
You can do it, cabbage.
What's the check?
I'll say it's a dexterity check, just to see if you can reach out dexterously enough to touch Aurora. She can barely even lift her arm to try and touch you. Oh my god,
this is gonna be so bad.
Backhander.
Yeah.
11. I'll say
my arm.
It's like in an anime where they just miss.
Yeah, it's totally like hey, come on, and it's just air between you. But you attempted to. Would you like to move at all, or ask?
Does that count as my action? Because I didn't get to cast anything.
I'll say it was an attempt to do something. I won't say it's your full action. You can collaborate with your Zephyros if you'd like. Was it Truffle? I believe is beside you.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Truffle to try and claw at the net.
At the thing. He certainly can. So go ahead and roll an attack roll with the claws for him.
24.
Ooh,
he does fine.
Do some damage. Show me that damage.
Oh my god. Ooh, that'll be fun. Thirteen.
Thankfully, the talons just crash through the chains and break them. And you and I'll say with your movement, because you're right next to the lip of the ship, you're able to crawl out and roll onto the deck. It is now Celine. Oh no, sorry, Napoleon. Napoleon, what are you doing?
I didn't have a turn yet.
Oh, Aurora. Oh, sorry, Aurora. I totally was looking at a previous order. Aurora, please.
Thank you. My speak with animals is still on. Actually, I should make a concentration check for it because I did take damage.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me do that first. Oh wow, I actually dropped it. Okay.
Okay.
So speak with animals isn't on. So since I can still talk, because I was going to talk to an enemy instead, I'll tell Atlas I really need to get on the deck of that ship. Flo is there. Help!
We need to
get us out of this.
And go ahead and make an attack roll for Atlas to get you out.
Alright. Let's see, Atlas is a keeper, and your claw is +7 to hit.
Oh, it should be +5. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
+5 to hit. That's a 10.
10. Okay.
To hit.
It is a net. It is surrounding you. 10 is the DC to hit. So go ahead and roll damage for me.
Oh my god.
It's a net surrounding you. It's not like a moving enemy or anything.
I know. I was like, this is so bad.
No. It's average. Actually, it's kind of like when teachers are like, it's C's an average. And you're like, it's a 10 though.
2d6 +4, so
yeah.
11 damage.
11 points of damage. That is just enough. And thankfully, Atlas is able to viciously claw at the net, and you are out.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So I want Atlas to just take me up over the ship and just flip upside down and depth charge me.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can do that. I'll say this is your action, your movement, and you're able to start to fall.
All right. So does all of that, drops me mid-fall. I'm going to do my second B shape into a brown bear.
Ooh! And you're going to you watch as this fur ripples on the skin of Aurora as her arms are imbued with power and muscle as she boom onto the bow of the ship. Whoops, got too excited and pulled out my own headphones. But she goes ahead and pulls out the side of the ship and just lands with a large thwack as she is now in the form of a brown bear. All right, now it is now the second set of enemies' turn. They are going to go ahead. 3 of them with rapiers are going to run, or 2 of them are going to run up to the brown bear that has landed on the ship.
I didn't put on bark skin. Oh, here we go.
And then one of them is going to, I believe, yes, it would be Cabbage. That is I know the 17 hits you, but does a 12.
No, 12.
Oh no, sorry, dear. I should be more clear. Aurora, I know the 17 hits. Does the 12 hit you?
Yeah, they're both gonna hit.
Both gonna hit. Okay. The rapier, that's 6 and 4, so that's 12 points of damage as they both stab a rapier into your sides, and you just back at them. That it'll be against you, Cabbage. Another rapier attack. Ooh, a 19.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Oh, that's good damage. Oh gosh. That's 8 points of damage as a rapier stabs into your side.
Yeah, that's some good damage there, eh?
All right. It is now. Let's see, Flower. Or no, sorry, Napoleon. What are you doing?
All right. I'm gonna ask King Louis XVIII to take us high above the ship, about 60 feet or so.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm just gonna try and rain down in a barrage of bullets with the pepper box.
Okay. Go for it.
Is there any other Zephyros being pulled up by ropes?
Yes.
Any people trapped in nets?
You see that there's one more bagged Zephyros and rider being pulled up. This actually looks like Skona.
Oh, the bard?
And she's just whacking her mandolin against the chains, and she's just like, ah! And her Zephyros is like, ah! And it's clawing at the
What does her Zephyros look like?
Her Zephyros is a very pretty transition from pink to dark blue. It's a very ostentatious looking bird, and it seems to perfectly fit her as they're both screaming and trying to get out. What are you doing with that pepper box?
All right, I'm gonna spend a grit point to have advantage on the shot. My last grit point, that is.
Yes.
And I want to target the pirate that's pulling the bar.
Pulling them up. Go for
Yes.
it. They're kind of like cranking this machine.
That's oh geez. So that's a 9 and a. Oh, okay. That's a natural 19. So I think that's gonna hit.
Absolutely does hit. You see it hit
Yes.
another of these. This one looks like someone. She has all these axes on her hips. You aim a shot at her. How much damage?
That will be 14 damage.
Ooh.
Max damage.
You rip into this person's side. One of their arms looks like it no longer can move because you've just torn through the sinew in it so much. It makes you think of maybe a little bit of your injured wing. But it is now. Oh, that's one. You just one shot, right?
Just one shot, but I will take a bonus action to. I'll just do a second wind just to restore some hit points.
Yes. Okay. You could definitely do so.
That's 6 hit points back, so not
6
quite
hit
at
points
max,
back.
but
Okay, not looking too bad. It is now. Let's see. It is Flower. What are you doing?
So this lady came up on me, right? And we're towards the edge of the ship.
Just grizzled woman with all this missing hair, and a chain on her side.
All right, so I kind of want to, while staying within her melee range, I want to loop around so that she has the like lip of the ship behind her, and then I'm like, so it's like edge.
You just kind of shuffle.
And then I'm going to say, please stop hurting these Zephyros. And I'm going to hit her with my quarterstaff, and I'm going to use my last key point to punch her. And if that hits, no, I want to headbutt her. No, I don't. I want to like anime style. My foot like breaks the ground underneath, and I push her like with the hit because I have the open hand technique, and I can force a strength saving throw. And if she fails, she pushes 15 feet away from me.
Okay. So you're trying to
That's
shove
what
her over?
Yeah, but I gotta hit her with the quarterstaff first, and then I gotta hit her with the other thing.
Go.
Wasn't.
Yeah, you can wait till you hit to decide to spend key with monks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Well, the unarmed strike, I have to spend the key for that, but that's not very good. That's a 15 with
that
the
just
quarterstaff.
hits.
Oh,
That just hits.
Okay. For 6 damage
So-
with the quarterstaff.
Do you just like stab her in the throat or chest or groin?
I kind
what
of-
are you doing?
So the quarterstaff, I kind of just want to like get her in the jaw with it to kind of throw off her balance.
And blood's coming out of her mouth.
And then I'm gonna, like I said, anime style, foot breaks into the ground, just going for like a power punch, and I'm gonna try to make her strength save.
Big purple mommy.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, so good. You just like My Hero Academia, just like into, or should I say, more like maybe a One Punch Man, as you just wham into her face.
Yeah, so that's
much
10
damage?
points of damage with the punch, and she has to make a strength saving throw, which I'm assuming is against my key save DC.
Yes.
Victoria, you doing Fury of Blows right now?
Yeah.
You get an extra attack as well. You get 2 bonus.
You get 2 attacks.
Right. So
I
you
get
get 3
2?
altogether. You get 3
Oh my
altogether.
god, well, I forgot. I didn't realize that.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Monk.
Thank you, Maxian.
Yeah, I was weird. I was like, monks always get a bonus attack for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
well,
confused.
so then I'll just roll the damage for the second one. All right. So what is my key save DC? Where is this on here? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She has to be a 13.
She does not make it.
Okay. And my other attack with the other punch that I didn't know I have would have hit 2. And that one was 7 damage.
7 points of damage.
Yeah.
And she's pushed 15.
Yeah, well, all right, so we hit her with the quarterstaff, we headbutt her because I have a very thick skull, and then we go with the anime punch.
Anime punch. And that throws her
away.
Just like blood streaking through the air as you punch this woman over the side of the ship, and you let gravity take hold. I think, let's see. Okay. You see, Flower, just her tumble down, and you're just like, yeah! Aurora, you are now a brown bear on the ship. Who would see this? Celine, maybe? Celine, you see, from the bottom of the ship, all these ropes and things are hanging as you see this woman falling, blood streaming from her face, with her hands grabs one of the ropes with a successful dexterity saving throw, as she swings with this. There's like a metal ball at the bottom weighing it, and she swings down, and you lock eyes with her as she's swinging down below the ship now next to you.
If I'm at the belly, how close next to me is she? Would I get a attack of opportunity?
She could hit you, actually, but you're not swinging enough that you're 5 feet within. You're more like a 10-foot distance from one another. But
yeah, and then I'm just gonna yell for Anemone to try to get Atlas out.
Okay, all right. Anemone.
Or did Atlas got out, right?
Atlas is okay.
Atlas is okay and out, and is now circling.
Atlas bear dropped.
Oh, all right. Anemone, you can eat that one if you want.
Okay. Anemone will just like slap his. He kind of landed next to you and kind of slaps his tail against the side of the ship and nods eagerly and jumps into the fray. It is now. It is Celine. What are you doing?
I hold on to Draco and I say, "Get me higher." I'm going to try and move just above the chain. It's a chain, right? Or is it just rope? With the metal
It's a
ball?
chain.
So just get slightly higher to it. I'm going to call upon the storm once more to quicken my spells. Which will burn me up, but okay. And I'm going to use... I'm pretty sure I can do this. I want to use Mage Armor as a bonus action. Which means that I can still cast a spell, a cantrip, right?
Yes, cantrip.
Okay, so Mage Armor as a bonus action. You see this wind kind of whirl around me, and then I'm going to use Shocking Grasp, and I'm going to just punch the chain and let the electricity shoot down to her hands.
Okay. What? It's Shocking Grasp. Okay, go for it. She needs to make a what? Sorry, dexterity?
So it's an attack on the chain.
Oh, okay. Roll attack then.
Grab it while it's like swinging.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can grab it.
Okay.
I have a DC. It's probably going to be 10.
That is 10.
Okay, there you go. You grab it. You just reach out and grab it as this electricity's coursing down, and it shoots down the chain. Go ahead and make an attack or damage with Shocking Grasp.
That is a 5. 5 electricity damage.
How do you? Well, I guess you. I know how you do this. She was already on her last legs as she just screams as this electricity runs through her, and she falls to her untimely eventual death as she falls thousands of feet below.
That's too easy. I want to pump as much electricity into it until she explodes.
You don't just grab with one hand. You grab with 2 hands. And this electricity is coursing through her already very injured body, and her hands up to her forearms are crisped until her body eventually lets go, and there's this electrical fizz and spark as some bits of flesh fly off. Her whole body doesn't explode because it's a cantrip, but at least her forearms are just wasted as she falls. It is now their turn up on the top. Two of the pirates on the ship, Napoleon, have bows, and they are going to shoot at you.
Oh, you don't have good experience with those.
One of them's a 16, and one of them's a 17.
They could get me.
5, 9, 11. No, sorry. 13 points of damage as 2 arrows shoot into you. Both of them, one in your arm as you're getting ready to raise another shot, and the other one in your side. It is going to be...
That hurts.
It's very, very painful. More arrows. This is the 3rd arrow you've received today in the wing. It is now the one in front of... Let's see, we have these guys. The 2 next to you, Aurora, are going to make another attack at you. One's a natural 19, one's a 3. One of them is going to lunge out at you. You narrowly miss the other. That's 6 points of damage as this rapier just stabs into your side. The other one you dexterously move away from. Cabbage, one of them's going to stab you with a natural 19 for... that's 6 points of damage. As the rapier stabs into you.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Maybe it's not cool.
It is now going to be Cabbage's turn. What are you doing, Cabbage?
Okay. I'm what's around me?
You have some what looks like a rapier-wielding pirate in front of you. There's the destroyed remains of your net gun next to you, and you have the weapons at your hips and a Zephyros at your side.
Okay, how far away is Aurora?
Aurora from you is in the middle of the ship, around 15 feet away, roaring as a bear and attacking these pirates.
Okay, so with having the Zephyros, is commanding them an action, or do they get their own action?
They have their own action. I'll say they just act on your initiative.
Okay, I'm gonna have Truffle multi-attack the guy who keeps frickin' poking me, and I'm gonna run towards Aurora and use cure wounds.
I should have. I didn't finish editing all of them. They're only supposed to have 1 attack because I leveled them from a C.
I'll still use claws then.
Yes. And they should be CR instead of 6. They're 3. But they level with you, by the way, if you were ever to play a longer term thing.
Oh, nat 20 from a Zephyros.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Truffle gets a natural 20 as they charge forward and rip into the pirate that's been attacking you viciously.
12 times 2 damage for 24.
24 points of damage. That's gonna just. How do you want to do this? Or how do you want Truffle to do this?
I'm like, Truffle, cover me! And then Truffle just slashes at this person and like really intense because I'd like to think that Truffle is carrying them.
Very
dying.
all of your Zephyroses are extremely protective and loyal. Almost like you didn't need to say anything. Truffle was going for it anyways.
Anyway, so he slices down, and like I'm pretty sure that this guy only has a spine left.
Yes, just like peeling a fish, like just deboning a fish, just gets through him. All right, it is now.
Okay, and I gotta cure them wounds. I'm curing wounds at 2nd level, so 7.
Give me that bear HP.
10 points of damage healed.
10 points of damage. Or 10 points of health.
Pretty much back to full.
Yeah.
Oh, great. It is now. No, that was Cabbage. Aurora, what are you doing? In your bear form.
All right, in my bear form.
You see 2 rangers, and the 2 rapier wielding ones in front of you seem to be the only ones left.
All right, so let's see. I just got a nice healing pat on the butt. So I know that Cabbage is here. How many other of my allies can I see within 60 feet of me? Whoop.
Oh wait, sorry. There's one more. There is the chain wielding one. I forgot about. That is being.
I thought the chain wielding one was the one that got knocked off and then shot.
There's 2.
There's
One was thrown. The other one that was pepper boxed by Napoleon. But go for it. Sorry.
Well, so how many of my allies can I see within 60 feet? This is because I want to telepathically talk to somebody.
You can access all of them except Celine, and Napoleon might be. No, you can access all of them. Yeah,
right.
Except for Celine, because you can't see her.
She's who I wanted to. To Napoleon fell out of the call, so maybe I won't talk to him. To Flo, you just hear in your head, destroy the ship, we can fly, they can't. And then I'm going to direct Atlas to claw attack the sails.
Okay. All right. You go ahead and ask Atlas to go off.
Atlas, go off.
Go off on him. Atlas is going to run. Go ahead and roll just an attack roll for Atlas to see how well this is done.
Natural 19.
Yes, and go ahead and roll damage for me to see how much these sails are torn.
All right, that's 2d6 plus 4?
Yes.
All right. A 1. A 2. So 3 plus 4, 7.
7. The sails are thoroughly ripped. They're not looking great. You might still be able to fly, but they're looking pretty ripped. Right. What are you doing on your turn?
Bear form. I'm gonna multi-attack the dude that stabbed me the hardest.
Okay. You turn to the left, and this guy's missing like all these teeth and is just snarling at you. Very upset that this did not go as planned.
Oh no, it didn't. Not for you, buddy, and it's gonna get worse. So first I'm gonna bite. My dice are just being real mean to me today. It's 10 to hit.
No, it does not hit.
Yeah.
And he kind of like chomps his very missing teeth at you, and he goes as he kind of like chomps back at you.
Well,
very
now I'm gonna
creepy
claw
guy. Claw him, go for it.
For a natural 20. Don't laugh at me, bitch.
Yes, double that damage.
6 doubled to 12, plus another 6 doubled to 12, so 24 plus 4, 28, bitch.
Ooh, wrecked.
How do you want to do it against this rapier-wielding man?
When I go at him with the bite and he kind of moves out of the way and snickers at me, I just remember all of the people that laughed at me, and I'm just going to pounce on top of him and just maul him into bloody pulp with my claws.
Just some Revenant, just some love it. Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn to the other one, and then my turn.
All right. That is now. Let's see. The one that was using the chain is going to. Let's see. What does he have on him? Oh, he has a hook. He's gonna try, and JJ's not here, so I won't do that. He's gonna go for the person that just threw his other chain friend off the side of the ship. He's gonna go for you, my dear Flower. That is cocked. That is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Oh, okay. We're about to be bye-bye.
No.
Oh no. 9 points of damage as this.
I am unconscious.
He throws this mauled, spiked chain at you and just slams into the side of your body. And you watch Aurora as just Flower goes limp onto the ground. It is now Napoleon's turn. Napoleon is out.
JJ's typing.
Okay. Hi, JJ. Do you want to tell me what you want to do? Or if not, I can hold
His data can't cut it anymore. It's back like it was before.
Should someone act for Napoleon? Should our resident gunslinger gunsling it up?
How many shots does he have left?
I think he had 20.
Oh!
Thanks for bearing with us, fam.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it.
I mean, the Twitch video is so weird looking right now.
I know, they always
be
get
like
pushed
that.
around like that. Wouldn't be Probo.
One day, what we need to do is just do one capture of like the whole Discord instead of individual ones. Yeah,
I agree. All right.
Kristy can. Oh, yeah.
Above Flower.
Yeah. So I'll just roll a death saving throw since it's that time.
He wants to have King Louis show.
I mean, what they got, and get some
Stinger action.
Stinger action going
attack
on. Okay.
people with the stinger.
Remember, do not read that loud.
All right. He's probably Rangers or chain guy.
Probably the people shooting at
Protect
him.
the precious flower.
Protect Flower.
Oh.
So the one that
Protect your flower, guys.
Oh. Okay.
Lip.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna. Now I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, I agree with Kristy, by the way, in the chat that Lippy should jump in.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But all right. So stinger attack. Does our resident gunslinger want to roll for JJ, or is JJ? Can JJ? Do you hear us, JJ?
No, he's not. I don't know
hear.
if he can hear.
All right. Victoria, do you want to roll?
Sure.
Resident gunslinger for gunslinger.
That's the natural 16, so that probably hits to shoot.
Yes.
And he just gets one. Is it a D8 or a D10?
That is a.
Because my thing is different. Ours is homebrewed.
I'm guessing it's a D8.
Okay. That's a 2 plus, like, probably, 4, maybe?
Probably, I think it's 3.
So
or
5?
It's probably, let's go 4 to be generous.
Okay, then 6.
6 points of damage against the chained man. He screams out as a pepper box, and then I'll say that, I'll go ahead and say that our King Louis can go ahead and stinger attack. Just someone roll a stinger attack for a prowler for JJ.
17.
Okay.
17, very nice. Someone roll damage for him as well, as you all watch as Napoleon's stinger or King Louis' stinger comes in and just stabs into the chest of this chain wielding man that's kind of towering over Flower. You know, would be certain death if Flower was to stay there any longer. What's that damage?
11 piercing damage, and then it has to make a save against the poison. This is just falling apart.
It's okay.
Our poor video.
11 piercing damage and then a DC 15 for the poison.
I heard that. Rolled a natural 16, so save against the poison, but looking rough as he slashed again. With
It takes half the poison damage on a save.
Ooh, okay. What's the poison damage?
You have it as 76.
Oh, sorry. No, I added that. I edited
What
that
is it?
down into. I think I said 2d6 or 3d6.
2d6 plus 4, or
Yes.
46. It's 46.
46. Okay, go for it. 46.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, half to 7.
7. Looking rough, but still standing. And snarling at. Now it's focused now on Napoleon. It is going to be a. Who's next? A flower. Go ahead and roll a death saving throw.
Okay. We're gonna roll the pink metal boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 5.
A 5.
Yeah, I failed.
Will be a fail. All right, we're now gonna go to Celine. What are you doing down there?
I need to get up to the ship.
Also, you can just fly up to the lip. To the lip.
Fine. How far am I from the action on top?
With the 80 feet of movement, I'll say you can get to the lip of the ship. You won't be able to fly to someone particularly because you're just at the edge, but you could jump off and engage with someone that's trying to attack Cabbage right there on the edge. Or you can direct your Zephyros to attack.
I'm going to... Fuck it, this is my moment. I am going to cast Chaos Bolt.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
this is going to be very chaotic,
Are we all gonna die?
frustrating spell. Do it.
No, I'm done.
Hurry. You
Here we
better
go.
roll on those dice.
You guys ready for this?
Kristy is somewhere going, yeah!
I
Okay,
hate this
so
so much.
first attack. 19.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Against
and
the one
so-
attacking Cabbage.
Yes, and then 2d8. And 1 d6. Let's see. Okay, that was a close one. So I have 5 and 7. 5 and 7 plus 2. What is that total?
5,
They're,
7, 2, 14?
14.
14. So that's 14. Nice. 14 lightning damage.
Ooh, very nice. Ripped into by lightning, Cabbage, you watch it. You're very scared as this very towering pirate was looming over you. Was pushed back now by lightning, looking injured, but still standing and snarling at you, all of you, and angry, and ready to jump to attack. That is Celine's turn. Now they are going to attack. The one in front of you, Cabbage, rolls very poorly, still feeling like viciously injured. Just kind of aims right wide. The Rangers are going to try and attack you now, Mrs. Brown Bear. They're 18 and a 14 plus 5 for
No,
each.
just I have 11 AC.
Okay, yeah, those both hit.
I'm easy to hit. I'm a big boy.
You're a
Girl.
You're a big girl. That is going to be, let's see, 7 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 17 points of damage on those 2 arrows as they just shoot into your sides.
All right.
The one with the rapier at your side is also going to try and hit you. They seem to be focusing on the very large wailing bear. Natural 16, that's going to hit.
Yep.
That's 9 more points of damage as this rapier slashes into your side. They seem like they're focusing on you.
Go for it. Focus on me.
Cabbage, it's now your turn.
I cast Spare the Dying.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, is that touch?
Yeah.
It is, unless you're a grave
I
cleric.
had-
Yeah.
I hadn't moved since then, so I'm.
Yes,
still
I'll say you're easily able to run over.
You're at 1 HP. Fuck them up.
But
And
you're
now
gonna
Spare the dying just stabilizes. It doesn't give her 1 HP.
It doesn't give her 1 HP. Stabilizes. As you run away, Cabbage, you're gonna take an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I'm kind of running towards Flower, so whoever's along that.
Let's see. 13? No?
No, 13 doesn't hit.
Just off the armor as you keep running and are able to bring stabilization to Flower, so she doesn't have to roll any death saving throws. And I think that's your turn.
Oh no, I wanted to stabilize Aurora and then run over to Flower.
Oh,
I'm
Aurora's
still up.
a bear.
Oh,
Aurora's a bear.
I thought they took a bunch of damage.
I
They
did.
had. So when you're a druid, you have your druid damage, and then you take on a form with your beast shape. You take on the 30-something or whatever a bear's health hit points are.
34.
Yeah, 34 hit points of a bear. If she gets poofed as a bear and goes back into Aurora, she'll still have 1 hit point. But that's the lovely thing about beast shape and what makes druids so great.
Okay, so
I'm basically taking.
So at the start of my turn, was she poofed back into a 1 HP person?
No,
Nope.
she's a bear. She's
She's still good. Okay, yes, I will run over to Flower and stabilize.
Okay, awesome. Flower, you're now stabilized. You're not making death saving throws.
Cool.
Aurora, you mauling it up?
I'm contemplating. How many of these pirates are still up?
You see one in front of Cabbage is not looking great. There's one beside you and 2 rangers and 1 with a chain. So there's 5. Yes, 5.
And
the one next to you is looking not super great. The rangers are looking fine, and the one in front of Cabbage and the chain one are not looking great.
did destroying the sails seem to do anything? Is the ship?
The ship is slowed and definitely is not moving above the Temple of the Sun.
That's
It's
not
kinda
what's
stuck
keeping
there.
it. That's not what's keeping it up. I
Would you
know
like to
what
make-
Marisha feels.
Would you like to make, or do you have the intelligence of a bear, or do you have intelligence
No,
of
you
yourself?
keep your
I
mental
keep- I
stats.
keep
and
my
take the
mental
physical
stats.
Okay. Do you want to? You can make, if you'd like to detect what is holding the ship up. You could make an intelligence check, and an investigation check.
Will it use my action to do so?
I'll say it can take a bonus action.
I think I need all my. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
It's in the heat of the moment, so
Tank
I'm
him,
gonna.
tank him.
Oh yeah,
Kill
I'm
him.
gonna go after. I'm gonna maul. Yeah, I'm still angry because my friend is hurt.
After the one rapier one in front of you.
Yeah,
Okay,
multi
go for
attack.
it.
Bite.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
14.
14 just hits.
All right.
Or sorry,
Multi-
they're 13, so they more than a little hit.
Okay. Cool. That is 9 damage with the bite.
Nice, very nice.
And then
Looking really rough.
I'm gonna claw him too with multi attack.
Go for it.
Damn, that's 12. That doesn't hit.
No, does not hit.
I'm
Very
going
close. As you claw, and it just moves out of the way, just
I'm-
laughing at you.
I'm gonna use my. I'm gonna. How far away are the Rangers?
Rangers are around 30 feet. No, like 20 feet away from you. On the raised part of the ship, where you go up a little bit towards the back portion.
I will use my movement because the rapier already used his attack of opportunity to try and hit Cabbage. So I'll just move and get right up in their face and growl at them to just continue to get their attention.
The rapiered one?
The Rangers. I'm running away from. Yeah.
Okay. Running away from the rapiered one, you're going to take an attack of opportunity.
Well, no, the rapier, didn't he use an attack of opportunity to attack Cabbage? That's what I asked.
To attack Cabbage, there's one in front of Cabbage and there's one next to you.
Oh, so that,
Sorry,
okay,
that's my
fine.
bad. My bad.
I'll still take it.
Okay. You do so. Let me see. Ooh, natural 19 is going to hit you. That is a 6 points of damage.
Fuck. That's enough to make me go
Oof.
back to a person, but
Okay.
that was exactly how much the bear had, so I'm still at 1 HP.
Perfect.
Oh
And I
my
will
God.
continue running.
Okay. But you have a slowed run, don't you, my dear? You're 20
I'm
away
a
from them?
cripple!
No run.
And you don't have any beast shape left.
Yeah,
And oh god.
yeah.
Ooh.
Are you like prone now?
Getting spicy.
I mean, from a roleplay standpoint, getting hit, yeah, I would probably. I have 15 feet of movement because I have weird cripple legs.
Yes.
So yeah,
You can get
I
within
would
5
say
feet.
shoot of the rangers.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to impose disadvantage on them and distract them and just yell at them as a bloody, bleeding, crippled little
Bloody,
girl.
bleeding, crazed, cripple person. With this as well.
With my mom's spear.
Your Zephyros is going to.
Oh, that's right. He could have done
Come
something.
up-
I'm so stupid.
Your Zephyros is going to come up, like you screaming at them. Your Zephyros like walks behind you and also like is posing disadvantage with you and screaming at them with a loud feral screech. Do you want to roll intimidation actually?
I
To
would
see if your
because
Zephyros would intimidate them.
let's see. I think I have something about that. Features and traits. Psychic Glamour. You have advantage on all ability checks with the chosen skill, and I chose Intimidation because she's
Perfect.
an intimidating little girl.
Perfect. Roll
All right.
roll a intimidation with advantage.
Okay. I rolled a 5 and a 6, so 8.
Use different dice. Jesus Christ.
You both are screaming at them, but you both look injured, and the rangers seem not very intimidated by it. But it is now Napoleon's turn. What is Napoleon doing? Probably attacking the chained figure still in front of Flower, as she is still quite injured.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead and roll some pepper box.
Oh, okay, that's a natural 18.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah,
Roll some damage.
and then that's a 7 plus 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on the shot.
Okay, 11
And
damage
then,
in the shot. Can make an attack with Louis is right there as well, so Louis can
Yeah,
also
Louis
attack.
gonna sting her. And Louis
Okay.
is Louis a prowler? Okay.
Yes.
That's a 12 plus 5 to hit. 17.
That hits.
Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 4. 3, 4, 5.
How do you
9.
how do you want
Napoleon
them to
to do this.
do it?
I don't know.
King Louis to do it.
The bullet like goes through like into the chest, and then King Louis' like stinger just goes through and like pierces the person through the chest where the bullet hole was.
Right
I don't
after, and it just rises up. It goes through their chest and just out their throat as some blood just like spurts up on you as they choke on the stinger. It is now going to be Flower.
I'm just like napping.
You're
But
just, like-
I don't know. Anemone will try to help. We'll probably
Yeah.
try to help Aurora and Atlas.
Okay, yeah, you can
And just-
definitely have just go ahead and just do an attack roll for me for anemone. Anemone.
I was gonna prove them all wrong.
Okay, make
You're
one attack.
standing. You're screaming at him.
I am.
Yeah, he's gonna take his big chonky tail and try to stinger one of the rangers.
Okay.
It's all fucking Skona's fault for shattering me.
20 to hit.
20 to hit. Absolutely.
And he has to make a DC 15 con save.
That's a 4. Does not make it.
So that's 8 piercing damage. And
One of the rangers. Okay.
oh, that's 15. I just rolled 2 6s. 17 poison damage.
Woo! Very nice. How do you want your big boy to do this to this ranger?
He's just gonna like be like, "Ah!" and then like he's gonna like poison the person while they're like, ugh, ugh. I just want him to like rear up and then just like bite down and like eat their body.
Just like it's kind of like nasty. It's kind of like sloppy. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
It's
like with like a pelican, its throat gets all big because its body is just sliding down.
Your
Absolutely.
Viatrix is coming out.
It is now gonna be Celine.
So, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. How many more people are around?
You see there is one ranger left and one rapier wielding one left. Well, that's left.
How far away are they from each other?
Oh, wait, you have to do a death saving throw. I'm sorry. For
No,
your
no.
turn.
You have one.
Stabilized.
Oh
by
wait, no,
Spirit
they
of
were
Dying.
stabilized. I'm
Been
sorry.
stabilized.
You're
Why am I trying
lovely
to tell other
cleric.
people what to do?
So
I
you
was
see
so
2
scared.
enemies left.
I forgot.
One
your-
range,
How
one
far?
not.
How far away from each other are they?
You're right in front of the rapiered one, but they're like 20 feet, 25 feet away from each other.
Okay. I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at 2nd level.
Ooh. Okay, so
Come on, lift it.
Natural 20.
Oh no.
Oh
They're
no.
Ah!
Oh no.
Wait, does this mean you get the where it shoots the second bolt if you natural 20, or is that if you roll 2
No,
of the same
it's just
D8?
way more. It's way more dice because we're doubling dice, right?
Yeah.
yes, double dice.
Ugh.
I think it's more fun. Or no, double. I think we said double damage earlier, actually.
Aurora hates that Celine is basically just her but better. That's why I hate you so much.
Oh.
Wait, you said double. Just so I
She
make it clear,
admits
double
damage
dice
is
or
fast.
double?
Double
Double
damage. is
damage.
faster.
Okay. Okay.
Do you need help?
No. It's 2 2s.
Oh, that means you get the double bolt.
Are you kidding me? This is
so
the
that-
thing that never happens with Chaos Bolt, the critical double bolt.
This is getting complicated because so that's. God, I really wish Kristy was here now. That's
I
4.
hate this spell so much.
8 plus 4 is
12.
12 double, so 24 on the first hit, and
Ooh.
then now I make an attempt for the second person.
Yes, go for
Because
it.
it chains.
Jesus Christ.
No, don't distract her.
That is 14, 15,
What do you
17. Chaos Bolt.
2D.
Crit and double 2s.
Okay.
Yes.
So double 2s means it chains. So that means you will be rolling another attack roll. But first, you will double the 2s. So that will be 8 points of whatever the
Right.
2 is.
And then the 2 6s are 4.
Force.
So they're 2.
They're 2s.
Right.
Yes. So the 2d6s
So that's
are
12
force.
altogether, right? No, wait. That's 8 plus 4. So that's 12 altogether then. Right?
Well, what did you roll for the d6s?
The 2 d6s are 2s. They're both 2s.
So that's
So
4.
so you have 4, 4, 4, and 4. So it's your total damage
16.
every
16.
it's 16.
16.
Yes.
And then because it's crit, all of that.
No.
No,
No,
that
that's
is the
already-
double.
That's
That is
because
the
we
double.
Doubled the 4.
You rolled 4
16.
You
twos.
rolled 2d8s and 1d6, and then you double that. So that's
It's 16
yeah, you're fine.
for your
Okay.
first attack. Roll another attack. I
Yeah.
hate
And
this
so the
spell.
next attack is 17 to hit.
Yes, hits.
Okay, so
Thank
now
you,
you
Kristy.
just roll 2d8s and a d6.
Thanks, Kristy.
You're welcome.
2d8s and a d6.
2d6 is our 2nd level, right?
Oh
I
my
hate
god!
I hate this spell so much.
I'm sorry, I wasn't here to listen. Otherwise, I would have this on lock. Lip, are you casting this at a higher level?
Yeah, 2nd level.
Okay,
So
so
it's an
you
extra d6.
it's an extra d6. So you roll 4 d6s on the crit.
So that
So
was
roll 3 more. Or
Roll-
roll.
Jesus Christ.
Roll 2 more d6s, BB. 2 more d6s for the first
I'm
crit.
going to ban this spell.
It's the
I'm going
best
to-
spell if you understand
It's
it.
so
Look,
much
why are
damage.
you using it if you don't understand it?
Because it's thunder. It's 10. That's 10 for the d6. It's 2.
So, but that's 20 because it's doubled.
I don't know what's
No,
happening.
no, it's 26
No.
total for the crit. I
Right.
got it, Danica. It's 20.
What's next?
Now
So
for the
the next one.
17. That's
That is
2d8s and
6 and
2d6s because it's a regular roll. Oh
Right,
my
it's
god,
6 and
Lip.
7.
Say,
And
I'm
then
gonna say how do you want to
9.
do this?
Right, because that's so much damage.
The ranger's still alive, but the rapier wielding one is dead. How do you want to do it?
It's all
though?
cold damage, so they all just freeze.
Freeze. Okay, the ranger's on some last legs. It is Cabbage.
Oh,
The rapier wielding one just falls frozen in front of you.
Alright, warn me ahead of time the next time you plan to use that spell, Lip. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
I reach
from my
down the
game.
flower and I put my hands on her face. I'm like, oh God, wake up, be okay, please. And I cast Cure Wounds.
Oh. Flower, you feel this invigorating energy. Ooh, Max!
Plus
There
your
you go.
spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, hang on. 3, 11.
11 points. And you just, you wake up and you see Cabbage's face in front of
Cabbage?
you.
Okay, and Cabbage just kind of falls over. I've been having 1 HP for a while.
Oh, Aurora.
Oh my god, buddies!
Aurora, you see the last ranger looking rough, turns to you, trying to ready an arrow. It's your turn. What are you going to do? Aurora.
I didn't expect to live. I kept on thinking. I think about seeing all that chaos bolt happen. I think about growing up, and I think about how Celine always got everything that I always wanted, and she just always seemed to be better at me at everything, no matter how hard I try. And I remember what she did when we were flying up here, and I'm going to just put my hand out right in front of this ranger, and I'm going to cast Thunderwave at 2nd level.
Ooh, okay.
Because I'm really angry, and this is with a different... Oh, sorry, no, I don't have to roll, because you just have to save.
Yes. The natural 6, that's gonna fail.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, he takes... 17 points of thunder damage and is pushed 15 feet away from me.
How do you want to do it?
From the screaming, there's just this vibrating force, and he just Thanos snaps. just the vibration and he just atomizes.
He's just gonna just fly to pieces, and your Zephyros behind you, Atlas, is screaming as well. And as this last enemy is just blown apart, you all take this haggard breath around you as you look at your companions, some looking very, very rough, and some just barely standing. And you are able to reconvene with one another.
Okay, while I'm on the ground, I kind of just slap myself with Cure Wounds.
You slap with yourself with some Cure Wounds just to wake yourself up a little bit.
I got myself 6 points. Okay, I can stand up again.
Do I see that Flower is okay?
Yes, Flower is looking much better than before with the help of Cabbage.
If the threat is gone...
Who else needs it? I got one more.
If the threat is gone... I still want to win, bitches. I'm gonna walk off the edge of the boat and I'm gonna fall and fly back home.
All right. You all see, after just eviscerating this last pirate, panting and bloodied, Aurora looks at all of you, steps off the edge and calls to Atlas, and Atlas comes and picks them up. What are the rest of you doing?
Truffle, carry me. I can't move, Truffle.
Truffle just warbles at you and kind of like just lets you, like, kind of shimmies under you and just takes off with you. Celine and Flower, what are you doing?
I want to try and steal off a piece of the flag, and I look at Dareco, and I'm just kind of like mouthing out loud, should we take the boat or should we go back?
Where does your heart take you?
Very, very far away from here.
Why not?
I want to go find the steer of the ship.
I'll say you and
You don't got any sales.
Danica are able to go to the bow of the ship. Your sails are definitely injured, but you at least can enjoy that moment of standing at the bow of that ship, able to pilot it. What are you doing, Flower?
So was Aurora the first? What? First of all, what happened to the bard and the paladin? Like, where are those people?
So you see the paladin was able to get back on. You see that Novu is able to get back onto her mount, her red Zephyros, and you see that the bard Skona was also able to get out with the help of you all. Specifically Napoleon getting Skona out, and is able to get back onto her Zephyros, and they are looking injured, but they look like they're going to make their way back to the Suncliff down below you, and also is trying to help as many around them as they can to try and make sure everyone else is all right.
Yeah, I mean, as long as no one else takes off after Aurora, I'll kind of like help make sure that all the Zephyros get freed, everybody's freed. But if anyone tries to beat Aurora, I'm going to tell Anemone to jack them up.
You do so, and Anemone and Atlas mates are able to an enemy just flies around them, and I don't believe that Napoleon wanted to win this as well, as he stated to Louis.
Wanted to fly away.
He wanted to
So
leave.
it seems like with the speed at which Atlas is taking off and zooming down, you and all this Aurora are able to come to the platform, seemingly unoccupied, festive and garland all around. It seems like the Braves had just heard of all this commotion. This was inspired so quickly. They had just started to mount and see you come down. And for many that don't understand quite the gravity of what the situation held, still see the value of this newly crowned brave coming to land on their newly claimed Zephyros and scream and cheer in a happy fever for you. And you hear their cheers, and you see your parents there.
I was gonna say if I saw my parents.
And they look at you with a new respect in their eyes. And slowly you all are able to convene as you see Aurora awarded with what looks like an exotic saddle. Now all of you are given exotic saddles for your Zephyros to ride, making it much easier for you to wield these beasts, as well as a gift. As you are presented with this gift, wrapped from the Verities in a beautiful woven basket and interlaced, embellished fabric, they hand it off to you.
Oh, I'm opening it. What is it? What did I do it for?
You open this beautifully woven basket, and inside you find it looks like a circlet, but not a simple circlet. It's made of what looks like bones of other Zephyros in beautiful fashion, and it has what looks like a tailored look to fashion to your Zephyros, in particular, as sunset colors embellish it all around with beads. It looks like it has a magical property to it, of which you would have to discover in your own time. But with it, they place it on your head and crown you as a brave. And the rest of you who arrive back are also given the title of brave.
I'll go, well, obviously, like, I would have congratulated Aurora first, but I'm gonna kind of let her have her time, like, with everybody in the town.
Oh, she's crying, it's mixing with the dirt and the blood, and...
But then Flower will go to Cabbage and just kind of, pick him up in, like, a really big hug and kind of swing him around. You saved me, Cabbage, thank you so much.
It's my only use.
Well, I know you kind of like snacks, so here, and I'll kind of get more of this, our little good berry jam, and I'll kind of hand him a little jar. This is something that Aurora and I like to make. I thought you might like it.
Ooh, that is good. I put it in my pockets. First I take some and I hand it, I rub it in front of my Zephrys face.
Oh, it just follows and
So I do that thing where you let a dog lick peanut butter and I kind of move on with my life while they're just dealing with that.
You have to do so. The Verities take a moment with you, Aurora, before you leave to go with your friends, and they look at you and one of the oldest of the Verities. She's an elven. She's around 280 years old. And she looks at you, her features all wrinkled but she's smiling and she says, "Well done, dear. We can see so much potential in you. I made this. I make an item for everyone, for the possibility they might win. I made this for you. This will allow you more freedom than you've ever imagined." And she tells you that this item allows you to see great distances and move with your Zephyros at a greater speed. It allows you to also identify new objects and items you've never seen before, and you can categorize them away. With this kind of, it's basically like a how would you describe that? A bag of holding, but for information in your head. And it gives you this ability to keep and hold more info. Yeah. So it grants you speed, extra sight, and this ability to store a bag of holding knowledge. And she describes that based on her magics as a verity of this stored knowledge, if you have advantage on determining things that are new that you've never seen before, you can attain a piece from the DM about knowledge that you may not have previously had access to. You can ask a DM a question. You can have advantage on a check for something new you've never seen.
I will take it to the ends of the earth.
I hope you do. Good luck. And she goes ahead and leaves you with your friends.
I quietly to myself. Never needed it.
Oh.
I worked hard.
And I'll say with that, as you guys are able to celebrate the rest of the festivities and the rest of the Braves are able to come back and be rested up and healed, you all are able to enjoy the rest of your night despite the difficult circumstances that got you to this point. But joyous are you that you've been crowned as Braves.
Oh, I'm dancing with my Zephyros. I want to see if he can do a little birds
Oh yeah. He's kind of clunky, so he just throws his weight around. It's very cute. All right. Well, congratulations, all of you.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh my god, Danica, that was so good.
I hope y'all had a fun time.
Oh my god.
It was more mellow, and loose, but I think it was very fun to be
It was Hunger Gamesy in the beginning. That was so cool.
From what I listened to, anyway, it was so good.
Jody, thanks for coming in. Cabbage was adorable.
Cabbage was
amazing.
Also, Cabbage, and Cabbage came in clutch. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that cleric.
I spent the majority of this campaign at 1 HP. If and the bear had
very
6
far away from me and I couldn't touch you.
No. But
I
when
love
you
the
healed
anime
when you healed the bear, because when you healed the bear, because I had 1 HP under that, then the bear got hit again, down to 6 HP, and then I got hit for 6 damage. If I'd been hit for 7, I would have just been fully unconscious.
And then
that heal kept the bear up.
You run over and stabilize.
Every single point of damage mattered. The net getting 4 damage on me,
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Thank you so much, Danica. You did such a good job as always.
Oh, thank you, dear. It was a little more impromptu and a little loose and fun, but I hope that was fun for everybody.
We always love your
such
storytelling.
a cool system.
Yeah.
It is such a cool setting, is what I mean to say. When you get some free time, I want to talk to DM to DM about a thing I read that you might find interesting for this world.
Oh, please. There's so much that I just had to like push this into like a really small thing. So I'm excited that we were just able to like explore the world. So yay!
Before we sign off again, thanks to our sponsor Dice Bard, Vancouver-based dice company. Use the code PROBO, PROBO, and you can get free expedited shipping. And thanks to the sponsors, supporters, Twitch, OBS, Streamlabs, Many-Sided Dice. Don't forget to check out Tabletop Legends coming on April 2nd, 7 p.m. EST. It'll be our Tuesday program. It's going to be sick.
Special shout out to Kristy for producing while Kingdom Heartsing.
I was multitasking. Half the time I was listening, half the time I was playing Kingdom Hearts. It was a nice night.
Special thank you to JJ.
Yeah,
JJ.
JJ.
For joining
you,
us.
JJ.
That was so great
We love you.
to be able to have him
JJ
around.
and Jody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jody.
thank you for Jody.
All right, y'all.
First time playing a
for
nice
cabbage.
character.
Yeah.
I usually play mean people because I'm a mean person.
Just always love
Nick,
to say that.
All right, Danica.
Do the
All right,
thing.
I'll sign us off.
Next week, this
Go
time
for it.
slot, we're back with Wish, my homebrew campaign, which Lip, Kristy, Victoria, and Danica are in. I'm looking for a guest. I think I have one, and I think we might see JJ again, possibly. So that'll be back next week.
Yay! All right.
Okay, that's it.
All right, friends. When you are making your leap of faith to bond, hopefully, with your lifelong Zephyros, I hope you can add your proficiency bonus. Thank you very much.
Good job, BBs. GG.
I wasn't proficient in animal handling. I actually didn't get to do it.
Bye.
I was very not proficient in animal.
Okay,
I
see
was
you
a
guys. You guys are doing a
Thank you.
one-shot Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay, see you Friday.
One shot, you will see me there.
See you
One
Friday.
shot on Friday.
Okay, love you, bye.
Good night.